हे गाइस, कैसे हो आप सब लोग। आशा करता हूँ आप सब लोग ठीक होंगे। तो पीएमजीसी का डे 2 चालू हो गया। मैं लेट हो गया, काम की वजह से लेट हो जा रहा हूँ भाई, डेली काम की वजह से लेट हो जा रहा हूँ। अभी ईरान का मैच चालू है, स्क्रीन पे तो मेरे चालू है। अभी अपन यहाँ पे भी स्टार्ट कर देते हैं। मैं मेन स्क्रीन पे आ जाता हूँ। और रेड ग्रुप का डे 2 बहुत इंटेंस होने वाला है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट भी है अपने लिए कि अपना परफॉर्मेंस होना चाहिए, टीआर के लिए परफॉर्मेंस होना चाहिए। तो चलो अपन मेन स्क्रीन पे आ जाते हैं। ये अपन आ गए मेन स्क्रीन पे, लाइव कर देता हूँ और वॉइस ऑन कर। चलो, स्टार्ट स्टार्ट स्टार्ट स्टार्ट। एक सेकेंड ना, मैं बस एक चीज देख रहा हूँ। बाकी सब तो ठीक से चल रहा है। हाँ, ठीक से चल
over on the western side. There are two teams still yet to cross. DRX trying, but really suffering on the hold against Kaya. You've got E-Arena behind.
अभी ये मैच का तो मेरे को वो समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या चल रहा है क्या नहीं चल
The
रहा है।
screen on the tower graphic there are going lower and lower. We're in stage 4, Blank. It's really hurting, and Kaiksei has to dash forward.
डीआरएक्स का यूबिन मर गया।
Last player for DRX. No, they got another one.
डीआरएक्स सही है।
Trying
इसको भी मार दिया
Kaiksei
बे।
continues to run on through, but Wild
मेरे को लगा
immediately.
बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है जेन्युइनली। और वो तो अभी चांस है, चांस है, चांस है, चांस है, चांस है। गिरा दे, गिरा दिया, गिरा दिया, गिरा दिया। फ्लाश फ्लाश। अबे टीआर 11 पे, टीआर 11 पे, टीआर 11 पे गाइस, टीआर 11 पे।
Finds that point, add it to the tally. Zed Wolf backing off as the zone starts to
अपना एक ही बंदा बाकी है, बस एक ही बंदा लाइव है यार। गलत है यार, ये नहीं, ये नहीं चाहिए, ये नहीं चाहिए। एक ही बंदा बाकी अपना बस, वो भी गया। फक भाई, अपन #14 पे गए। 14 पे गए यार हैशटैग। अपन इतना भी नहीं चाहिए था अपने को, इतना कम नहीं यार। ऑलमोस्ट अपन को आगे था ना। हाँ,
Quite impressive from Regnum Kai
व्हाट
this
द
game.
फक भाई, नेट जा रहा है मेरा।
Less impressive in terms of like
नेट जा रहा है
the
यार,
flashiness of the match,
जा रहा है।
but more impressive in terms of like, well, this is how we have to win. This is how we're gonna have to play.
Joker's on the spin, and he gets his jaw spun. Tries to rock up to the middle of the circle, has a tough time of things. ETSH are able to establish crossfire with the very minimal pieces of cover that they have. I don't think that shack's going to be too secure for long once teams are allowed to get anywhere near it within nade range, and this is a bust for them. Stakara goes down as well, and that's E-Arena out. The fact that there are still players, I was just going to say, those players on the northern side, Twisted Minds and Arcred, is a little bit crazy. Walsh as well has made the swim. So for Twisted Minds, let's just see what Lord can get done.
अबे क्यों ऐसा होता है मेरे साथ ही, क्यों होता है ऐसा।
For a little bit longer, Lord raining for up on high.
नेट लगाया है इधर, मैंने वाईफाई लगाया तो भी मेरा ही हो रहा है।
And Lord follows him. He's getting in and amongst them, but he will
अबे यार,
goes down, gets flushed immediately.
मैच देखने भी नहीं मिलता है ठीक से।
Walsh was actually eliminated in the meantime as well across the river.
Oh man, that's so sad. I felt the glimpse. He realized to himself, he's like, I gotta go for it.
ठीक से मैच देखने भी नहीं मिलता है यार।
You know what? I respect the jump. It was one of his few options, and he went for it. Okay, even he goes down there. I think everyone can agree that was a cool.
हुआ तो अभी थोड़ा ठीक हुआ।
Unsuccessful,
हुआ तो।
but a cool play. You know that's what makes him the man of the lobby right now.
All right. Big hours for Twisted Minds.
Real men jump.
Yeah. They are. Verse Pro trying to move over
by the way.
the open ground. Yeah, Aragon will be taken down though. I mean, this is really tough stuff from the southeast side. It's been treacherous, tumultuous on the south side for a long time now, Blank. And it seems like it's all coming to a head for Versus Pro. They've been back in the queue for this rotate for a while, and Weibo will punish them. Kike as well, establishing that hold on the northern side, will be shutting them down. Virtus Pro not going to go very far here in the first Erangel today. Burmese Ghouls, they're up to bat now, and they too have a really tough time getting into this.
Come on, Burmese Ghouls. It's balls. You can deal with this team. I believe in you.
It's way better, isn't it?
Yeah, well, if they want to go that way, sure. You know, it's unlucky. It's unlucky. You know, what could they really do there? That's a tough rotate. They may have started towards the center of the circle. You know, it doesn't mean that they can end up in the center of the circle. It doesn't always work in your favor. I will say
They're
though,
all behind them.
no, shush, no. I'm going to talk about it a little bit, all right? Weibo, on the other hand, excellent stuff. I think that the rotate that they made was unforgiving, long, and grueling, yet they have ended up here. And again, I think that I was talking about a lot yesterday. I think Weibo does have some of the best rotates in this lobby. Hasn't quite translated into points towards the top 3 just yet. But if you watch back, I think it's around about 60% of the games they play, they've made like a crazy rotate that has worked where they have threaded the needle. Look, they're going back.
गाइस जो भी आ रहे हैं स्क्रीन पर लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब करें, 100 सब्सक्राइबर तो मैं सिर्फ 3 सब्सक्राइबर दूर हूं, तो होपफुली ये स्ट्रीम पे हो जाए। फुल स्क्रीन कर लेता हूं, होपफुली ये स्ट्रीम पे हो जाए तो बहुत मजा आ जाएगा, बहुत मजा आ जाएगा। अब मैच पे फोकस करते हैं, नेट भी ऑलमोस्ट आ ही गए, नेट आ गया, अपन मैच पे फोकस करते हैं। किसका फाइट चालू है भाई, किसका फाइट चालू है भाई, कितनी बची है? 6 टीम बची, 21 बंदे, ऑल वीटीएस, डब्ल्यूबीजी, गीक, आरईजी, फ्लैश भी बाकी है, फ्लैश भी बाकी है, फ्लैश भी बाकी है, फ्लैश भी बाकी है। जोन तो भाई पूरा ऑल और एफएल को ही प्रीफर कर रहा है, जोन तो ऑल और एफएल को ही प्रीफर कर रहा है पूरा। टीआर अपनी 11 पे हो गई है, मेरे को चाहिए था ये मैच में पॉइंट चाहिए था, पहला मैच भी शायद अच्छा नहीं गया, सॉरी। अरे यार मैं काम करके आता हूँ ना, तो इसलिए ऐसा लगता है मैं सो जाऊँ, लेकिन ये भी करना जरूरी है मानो आप लोग को।
Wild takes some very good anchor points for the squad, and that's going to be very helpful in this.
WBG ऑर्डर सुख भाई, WBG के चारों प्लेयर जिंदा है,
Everything has led up to this moment.
WBG के चारों प्लेयर जिंदा है गाइस, चारों प्लेयर जिंदा है।
It's a case where you see this circle, and for Regnum Kaya, this is
ऑर्डर
a
सुख
game. I will be disappointed if they don't win it. Equally, I'd be happy if we saw Weibo win as well.
ऑर्डर ने नॉक दिया,
Rotate from the north side.
अरे ऑर्डर है भाई वैसा प्लेयर।
This game also a very successful match for them.
क्या मार रहा है बे, कैसे मालूम क्या मार रहा है? थोड़ा राइट, थोड़ा ले लो, राइट ले लो, ऑर्डर ऑर्डर थोड़ा राइट ले ले भैया, थोड़ा राइट ले बेटा, थोड़ा राइट ले।
Came in behind the Burmese Ghouls and were able to leapfrog everything as Regnum Kaya continue to add.
Silas.
ETSH now down with 9
Z-Wolf.
Regnum Kaya.
Z-Wolf.
This could be a big one. It's Alliance who sit in the middle. Currently no elims, but in a really important building. It could be a little bit troublesome. However, the open ground.
एफएल के 2, आरईसी के 4, डब्ल्यूबीजी के 4, गीक के 4, ऑल के 4, की 4 टीम के 4 प्लेयर बाकी है। बस एफएल के तो बाकी, उसमें से भी एक नॉक अभी। ये डराम नहीं बचा, अंडर डालो बे, अंडर डालो, अरे अंडर डाल, एक ने अंडर डाल, काम हो जाएगा। गया एक, गया जिसने रिवाइव किया वो गया, अब जो रिवाइव हुआ है वो बाकी है।
I'm not gonna lie, Geek is really overthinking this. They are really overthinking this.
Nade the building.
Exactly.
ब्रो ये नेट अच्छा था बे, ये नेट अच्छा था बे, ये नेट अच्छा था,
They don't run out in the first three nades.
अच्छा एकदम टाइम पे उसने डाला।
That's a lot of utility.
गाइस जो भी स्ट्रीम पे नए आ रहे हैं, लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब करें, 100 सब्सक्राइबर से सिर्फ 3 सब दूर हूं, 3 सब फटाफट बोल, अचीव कर रहा तो मेरा ही।
Hovercraft will come through. So that's very low. They're going to wrap around it, or potentially just wrap back there. Still more shots over towards that. Hovercraft is required to take that down for Geek.
Sorry. क्या मैं देखा नहीं, अबे कार रिपेयर कर दी, कार रिपेयर कर दिया, इसको भी कर रहे रिपेयर, इसको भी कर रहे रिपेयर। भाई अभी के टाइम में तो इनको कार इतनी इंपॉर्टेंट कहाँ है, मेरे को नहीं समझ आ रहा है। मुझे वाला हाँ है, एक और जोन शिफ्ट होएगा तो रोटेशन के लिए है, ये समझ रहा हूँ, लेकिन अब भी उतना नहीं। अभी ये लोग कार को उल्टा वॉल बना के खुद को प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे, ऐसा सीन है कि अभी ये लोग वॉल बना के खुद को प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे। डब्ल्यूबीजी सुख वो कब चलेगा मेरे को देखना है, सुख कुछ करेगा कब देखना मेरे को वो देखने का।
try and control this.
98 guys, 98 subs, 2 more to go, 2 more to go.
So this is one of the few circles.
Guys, stream को like करो, stream को like करो.
As long as possible to try and gather position.
That's that Regnum Kai special. Take down the hovercraft. It ain't moving. Kevin just puts it in, spots it down, gives them a little bit of cover to the north side, to be fair.
Kevin just rolled in and was like, oh, actually, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Bro, bacha.
I should have never came here. I'm sorry.
Hey, puta. नहीं पुटा.
Well, he is going to go back off. Does manage to find the cover of his team. And now Weibo pushing up on this eastern side.
That's your teammate. That is your teammate.
अपने टीम को पील दीश.
What was that?
That is unbelievable. What are you doing?
That didn't.
Weibo so good rotations, by the way. And there's the sticky.
भाई गेम पलट गया.
Down as he tries to pick his teammate back up. Weibo on their own worst.
Order.
It seems like he
WBG के 3 प्लेयर डाउन है रे. अबे गेम पलट गया वो अपने इंडियन. गेम पलट गया.
What was that?
गेम पलट गया भाई.
Like towards Ski-K. He literally just turned around and lobbed it.
पुटा. नहीं यार मेरे को लगा नेट डाला मॉली डाला.
Oh, you got to be kicking yourself for something like that, man. Our heroes.
नहीं मार पाया फटे. मर गया.
Silas and Loxy now, the two to stand. Alliance to flex out in the meantime, and they do have 4 players.
अच्छा थोड़ा और आगे.
They do still have 4 players.
थोड़ा आगे और थोड़ा लेफ्ट.
I'm confused.
Sorry. देखो सही में यार नींद बहुत तेज आ रहा है. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए मेरे साथ. नींद ऐसा लग रहा है कि बस जाके बेड पे लेटूं
Which is great.
और
Absolutely great.
बस सो जाओ. ऐसा लग रहा है.
Loxy helping from the back line to make that.
आँख से पानी निकल रहा है एकदम.
2v4. Okay.
भाई 1v3 मार दिया. वो लॉक्सी 1v3 मार दिया. अबे what?
A 1 versus 4 for Loxy to shut it down, and Regnum Kaya run riot on the north side of Military Island.
Oh my days, Regnum Kaya. You lose 2, but suddenly.
अबे इंटरनेशनल लॉबी में 1v4 मार दिया वो लॉक्सी.
Final moments. Silas is pretty mad. But they got it done. 17 limbs. Oh, it's not mad. It's just
यार
a little bit of stress been released there in that end game.
क्रेजी भाई.
I know Loxy can clutch up. Did not expect the 1v3 almost immediately.
क्रेजी.
I mean, that was impeccable.
अबे चारों एक ही से मार रहे थे.
Getting those 2 knocks so early, of course, fantastic news for him.
चारों एक ही से मार गए थे यार.
Immediately capitalizing.
अलग है भाई.
Alliance's camp, and they've been biding their time for far too long. Second place.
भाई अरे मतलब
What's just happened there? That is beautiful stuff.
दूसरी बार हो गई.
Forget about the fact that Hero naded Sook, you know?
ये वो लॉक्सी.
In these final moments, a pretty crazy finish, all things considered.
It really was. I mean,
Loxy, the clutch maestro, right here on the group red stage.
Alliance were on the road to victory, but Regnum Karya Loxy said, "You shall not pass." The 1v4 comes up to get the chicken dinner, and right when Regnum Karya needed it, Max.
Let's freaking go! This is the Regnum Karya we've been waiting to see perform, and this is the top
अभी बड़ा
what
गया
you
नहीं.
can expect, and we got to rewatch this clip in it.
ये एक मारा.
Using this door.
2 मारा. अबे वो क्या मारा? तीसरा बंदा क्या कर रहा है लगे?
What incredible discipline in that shed. That was
तीसरा बंदा कर क्या रहा था?
from Loxy.
It was so good. I mean,
Oh.
the quick flicks paired with the in the vehicle, you know, getting the knock in the
Kya
vehicle,
mara
the quick flicks
be?
coming through around
Kya
the corner, and then
mara?
just moving out of the way, having that result to not get naded,
Kya
coming
lagi
around the
mara
outside and going,
hai?
yeah, you are nothing. I just got 3
Take
from
it.
you. 1 more is nothing. I'm gonna win for my team.
769
Loxy coming
damage.
out the gate, just swinging like that.
10
I love seeing that.
knockouts.
That is how you get it.
95 damage taken.
Crazy first air gale here for day 2. We get an insane military circle.
बीच में friend आया था ना, just looking like a wow वही है.
Kept on the Eastern Bridge, and then they get it for free. I mean,
Gameplay
this
आदमी
man
नहीं.
had it all, Max. Come on.
पहले बोलो.
Yeah, he also had hero
Gameplay.
Sook. Maybe
Not that human.
happening behind the scenes. I don't know. That looks too intentional to be a mistake. Okay, I don't believe it.
गाइस आया. पानी का बॉटल लेके आ रहा हूँ. पानी का बॉटल लेके आ रहा
I'm gonna
हूँ.
be able to uncover what's happening beneath the surface because there's definitely some drama happening there. But no, okay, I'm just memeing. It's still, I do like the game. Trying to push on the eastern side, take the high ground away from Geeke was the right approach. But the execution itself was just, sorry to say, but complete mess in my opinion. What was that?
Very odd, right? And I think it's one of those things where you have such a crazy fumble like that, where it's like you naded an own teammate for like it wasn't even in the way, it was just completely wrong direction. And I think after that, maybe there's just a little bit of it all falls apart because it's like, wait, what just happened? And other teams already in that mood to just go in and take all the elims they want, just able to take advantage. But Arcred, not a great start to their
This ain't Rondo.
This ain't Rondo. What you doing? Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's really bad. But you know, a lot of teams. I think it's really just we're seeing all these nasty clutches coming in here because both bridges were locked. Wait, what happened there?
60 after that shot. Through Rippers. He's like, yo,
What's going on?
Hello.
What are we doing here?
That's so funny.
But to
yeah,
be honest,
both.
for True Rippers, it's kind of intro because they're going out early today, which we can't see that happening the entire day. That's a hard start.
Yeah, but it's these bridges, man. I mean, both of them were
आ गया
for
पानी
most
नहीं.
of the game, right? So even EA having trouble coming.
Dehydrated.
I gotta give them a little bit
Very
of
important.
leeway, a little bit of grace.
I
Maybe
mean,
next
they
game
don't
will be a little bit better for them. But yeah, some crazy stuff coming in here. Arcred and them in the end just able to hold on a little bit longer and able to just get a couple more points on the board. But yeah, what a crazy finish coming in here. I love how Karia played it. I love how all of them played it. Really, Geeke is really able to move on through and get work done. Oh, stop tappy.
भाई ऑर्डर ने बहुत अच्छा मारा था. वो सच में बहुत अच्छा मारा था.
Getting slammed all the
Last
time.
round of the order.
They go into that shed of flash. And actually, talking about Alliance and how they just got 1v4'd by just recommendation. Should maybe have a nade or Molotov to force him out because he was using that door frame so well. I think it's not only just a great clutch from Loxy. I think Alliance felt way too overconfident and they just got shut down instantly. That was beautiful to see.
Yeah, as we take a look here at those rotations, Neptura, man. That sticky nade, by the way, from Safji Geeke was just so good.
WG क्या कर रही थी उधर?
Hanging around in Nova. We got this southern military. Look at Weibo going all the way up to Severny for so long, and then finally making a rotation down here, Neptura.
They did, and they used that the eastern bridge as well. I want to know how they even were able to cross it because that's some crazy rotations coming through here. Just able to slip on by past Flash, coming on through down to the side, and Geeke as well. I really liked their 1-3 split going over onto the beach with Kevin, right? A really protective rotation coming here. A really nice split that they could protect themselves and also control the rest of the lobby from that beach side, make sure nobody came over. So really good stuff from them. But yeah, I think Weibo could have won it for sure had they not had the because Regnum technically were on the low ground, but it is going to be a Regnum win. 28 points on the board. They're running away with this.
Yeah, and Blank is even telling me in the chat right now, in the analyst chat, that they had even, for Regnum Kara, they had one pleasant anchor point on Sovnovka itself, so that just facilitates, not only facilitates the transition, it helps you pull it off so much faster. So Regnum Kara really having a lot of, like, just observation hacky to the max in this game, knowing it was going to be heading to Military Island. And yeah, again, this is more way aligned with my initial expectations of Regnum Kara, though DK that's such a good hilltop position to the eastern edge.
यार
of
अभी
the
टीयर
game.
16 पर फिनिश
And
हुई
teams trying
है
to wrestle it away from them, such as Wave.
टीयर 16 पर फिनिश हुई
If you're
है
gonna fight it, send it. Commit to the fight.
16 पे
It's got
फिनिश
it,
हुई
like,
है
you can stay here, but guess what? You're next range. Bye bye.
It's such the case, isn't it? Like, it's always this thing of you either move, you either stop early, or you go full send. You don't stop in the middle. Never stop in the middle. It's never.
16 पे खत्म हुई है टीयर यार
Of course,
हाँ
gonna be
भाई
the MVP.
अच्छे बात
There's
चैट
no way he can't be.
गाइस जो भी नया आ रहा है चैनल पर लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब कर दो लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब कर दो 100 से मैं बहुत
MVP.
100 से मैं बहुत
A player who deserves it, right? Like.
बहुत बस दो सब्सक्राइबर्स बाकी हैं
And oh
अरे
my
यार
goodness, look at
Wow.
Random Karya. I mean, yeah, because we talked about it right before this game started. Influence Rage had 68, right? Random Karya had.
अरे यार नेट वापस आ गए
Influence Rage
28.
put up nothing.
नेट वापस आ गए
And
गाइस
Random Karya jump up to the top 3 here, Neptune.
आ गया आ गया आ गया
Yes, Random Karya finally! I mean, I know we said we came out of the gate going, hey, this is exactly what we wanted to see from Random Karya, but 24 points, I was like, yeah,
अरे आ गया होगा तो आया
in
म्यूजिक
the
चल
very
रहा है
next game to go from, oh, we need
अरे
to
नहीं यार प्रिंट ड्रॉप होगा मेरा मत ना
top 3.
Deserves after such a strong
Right?
performance. But to go on a little bit more of a negative here, it's going to be the Virtus Pro. I think that push onto
Oh,
EK was
man.
just... I don't like going harsh on my wording, but it was so poorly executed. You just going in a position that's unplayable. Aragon just getting absolutely smacked in the head the moment he gets onto that rock next to the hilltop.
Yeah.
And then, right, after such a good Rondo match, are they going to be able to leave the bottom 5 after these back-to-back performances?
Really counting on from a team like Virtus Pro, but yeah, I think it's just they got a little bit nervous maybe. They didn't want to go the full send route. It was the only play they could have made if they wanted to go in that direction. They had to full send it. They just stopped short, and that stopping short had to full send it. They just stopped short, and that stopping short.
फिर से मेरा वो देख रहा मेरा लाइव अच्छे से चल रहा है ये लाइव का जो आता है ये वो है क्या करूँ मैं इससे छुट्टियाँ मैं लेगा मैं Brings गिरते ही जाते हैं लाइव करता है उसको
Possibly can. And talking about late game, Niptura, I'm going to talk about a team that unfortunately has not been reaching the late game at all today.
CWH
I know in the chat there's a ton of people supporting True Rippers.
अभी आया तो है नेट एटलीस्ट देखते हैं क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता है
Of scouting on their early rotations, they just sent like Rondo was just a straight up one shot. Like there's no scouting can be done at that point. But for this bridge, they just sent it. hoping no one was going to be there. You could have a Sovnovka Island. You're always going to have teams setting up a bridge camp against you. And even if there isn't, you should always scout just in case there is one team doing that. So True Rippers, more emphasis on scouting, gathering information around you to make sure you can avoid the don't help you in the long run. If you use it, guess what? That's a 0-point
Hopefully,
so
मेरी stream में निकल जाए.
Well, you know
अभी
what?
तक का मेरा record है
From GK as
कि
well.
हर
We got
stream
the
मेरी
WG down on the stage there with Ragnarok. Let's see what they got to say.
हर stream मेरी double या triple split में हुई.
To a quick report with the 7WG, I'm joined by Ragnarok from Geekade. Even though they didn't get the win, they put up an amazing performance. I want to talk about the aggression that we're seeing so far from you guys today. Yesterday, you had 18 eliminations after 6 matches. This match alone, you had 14 elims. What clicked for you? Because even from the get-go, you were able to take down TRX at the start.
شنو الفرق بين البارحة واليوم؟ البارحة 18 اليوم كله اليوم 20 شنو تغير بين البارحة واليوم؟
صراحة امبارح يعني كنا لسه شوي مش مكتسبين الثقة لأنه كان الأداء شوي سيء بس إن شاء الله اليوم يعني غيرنا أسلوب اللعب كنا أكثر وهذا الشيء حصلنا إقصاءات أكثر
Honestly, yesterday we came in not feeling so well because we're still a little bit nervous from our performance. We're also changing our play style. We don't want to play more in the center. We want to go more on the edge side of the map and try to play that more.
Okay, well, I'm hoping that's going to continue to happen for you. Now, are we going to continue to see this type of aggression from Geekade today?
Still aggression or لا؟
ان شاء الله يعني راح نحاول نسوي اللي بدنا اياه وحسب كل جيم شو بتطلب يعني كل جيم مو كل جيم نقدر نلعب بنفس الطريقه بنحاول نتأقلم مع كل جيم بجيمه.
He said we're hoping to be more aggressive as well, but each game is different. And some of the games we are going to have to play a little bit more defensive, but the overall plan is to be as aggressive as possible.
Okay, and going back to the first answer that you gave me with the quick switch of styles that you guys are doing, is there any team that you're seeing as a threat or as a rival?
انت ما زال غيرت البلاي ستايل، في اي فريق تباوع عليه تقول هذا فريق يمكن يهاجمنا او يسبب لنا مشاكل؟
صراحة كل الفرق هون قوية يعني مش لوبي ضعيف فكل الفرق بالنسبة لنا نفس الشيء ويعني أكثر فريق ممكن بيحاول بيلعب نفس الطريقة اللي لعبنا هي أرينا ممكن بس هم الوحيدين يعني.
He said that honestly all the teams here are a threat, all of them are dangerous, causing us problems, but there's one team that's the most similar play style or the most threatening, we would say it's E-Arena.
Okay, well, hey, one of the teams that is top 3 right now, I'm pretty sure that's where you guys are currently aiming to be in day 2. Let's see if they can continue on that aggression for the rest of the day.
I like it. They're there from Ragnarok. I mean, E-Arena definitely lobby for sure. But the answer that stood out to me the most, right, was the fact that gauntlet. But they said, you know what? Let's change the play style. Edge max, man, and it's working. And see what's happening in the middle of the
Yeah, it's just a solid gameplay. The thing is, I don't have anything bad to say about Geekade, and I don't have anything to be like, wow, this is an insane team. It's just like, right now, it's consistent, it's average, it's good to be with the pack. But you always need that little bit extra, Hodgix, if you want to be a team. Chance, I'm telling you, you don't want to go there. You need to be top 2 or you're going home. So I think I want to see a massive elimination win. That would be the thing that would be like, okay, Geekade, there's hope. They can make it happen. They can maybe qualify for the grand finals.
Well, they're 19 points away from that 3rd place spot. So they're going to definitely need to get some eliminations here and now in the second Erangel of the day. John and Blank, how many eliminations do you think GK are going to get?
Second Erangel of the day.
Probably 6 or 7. 6, 7.
Playing part goes to
Yeah, maybe like 8.
military base.
What do you think, John?
No.
To 7.
6, 7.
9 or 10?
और 7 क्या आज और किधर नहीं है?
Oh yeah. We just love counting.
इधर नहीं मतलब?
Side of the Sasonka military base. We are heading up to the north side on the plane path for our second airing goal. The analysis is fuming right now, but they are just going to have to grin and bear it because I've got the mic.
You're like officially Ongstars, bro. You know, Ongstars kind of means on call, right? On call. You're on call.
Sorry, I was. What did you say?
Playing back south to the north side. Come on, shooting range. A little bit of a different one this time around. Slightly less egregious than our last playing path. For Regnum Kai, actually, this is so good for them.
अपनी टीआर चलती होगी मिल्टा पे है उसका ड्रॉप
Just
ऊपर
because now they can really play slow.
इनवाइट
Playing really slow.
फिर टीआर उससे फाइट करेगी
Those big points.
फिर वहाँ किसी ने टीम आएगी
Sort of having to
तो
manipulate
टीआर को मारेगी
games to go in your favor has been really difficult for Regnum Kai.
क्या करे
So imperative.
क्या करे भाई क्या करे
It now allows them to sort of just play a much easier game, get those consistent points. This is difficult, you know, very western playing path to a sudden hard shift on the circle over towards the eastern side means a lot of teams keep moving early. For True Rippers, great start for them, you know, starting in Milter. They drop down towards the south side anyway, towards farm. They have a fairly consistent rotation path here. Able to find top side over towards the north side.
एक मरा guys
It's a good start for VP. VP is, I think that this team bows it out sometimes. I'm not a huge fan of it.
story
Like, they're very good at the game.
yeah
Great gun
story
skill. Some of their rotates are good, and then some points of the game, you just see them play, and then they'll just go off and make a weird maneuver that's totally unnecessary. Just like who we've got on our screen, Mr. Hero himself, who is actually a villain. Oh,
order
he's been banished from offside.
You don't get to play with the rest of it. No, he's
ये देखो हमारे इंडियन
closer. But I mean, I really desperately wanted
आया लाया
to highlighted it before as well.
आया बस आया कुछ
It
नहीं
must have been that he thought it was a
साले
smoke.
सब
Like, that's
दंगो
the only reasonable explanation for what he did. Because, like, yeah,
एक सेकंड आओ एक
a
सेकंड
bit like that's just really bad.
Yeah, and even then, Suk was already smoked. So,
Yeah, you know,
it makes exactly. It just kind of makes no sense. I think there's already 2 smokes down, so like, why send the? I think it was a whiff. I think it was just a whiff. I think he went to put it away, and then he's turning around. As he turns around, he throws the grenade, and it looks so intentional when it's just a big mistake. But it is a mistake that costs them a lot of points off the back of like what was an incredible rotate. Like the rotates at the moment, fantastic from Weibo. Their late game, on the other hand, there's something left to be desired there.
It's discoordinated, a bit broken, it seems, on that front. And they could have been on the points tally where Regnum Kaya is, with a good game, with a good transition at the end of that. They absolutely could have been up in 3rd place. But for now, not so lucky. They're now 16 points behind. East side circle, over towards the mansion area, the north of prison, will be a lot of open ground there. You've got that lumberyard hilltop as well to the south. The Asfields out to the west. Currently, no one is in Lipovka. Virtus Pro, they're trying to change that by the looks of things, but they might actually divert and play more out in the open field, since it looks like they are maybe not fully looted here, actually. No, Voston doesn't even have a vest or a helmet, so they will need to stop off and grab some loot. Wouldn't be too surprised to see them end up in...
स्प्लिट में चल रहा है बस स्प्लिट में चल रहा है
I mean, Virtus Pro is the case
लंबा
of
स्प्लिट में चल रहा है
an okay position, like sort of split off around the left side. And since then, they have just been rotating. As have a lot of other teams. Regnum Kai is going to make that pass from Rozak over towards the eastern side. Much easier rotate for them now, considering OG isn't in the lobby, playing around just towards their south, and Arcred doesn't rotate quite as quick as OG here. So I think for Regnum Kai, they definitely afforded a lot more space in Group Red to play around with here on Erangel. You're right. VP immediately over towards Lipovka with 2 players.
TWIS.
North side as well.
Don't worry.
He's getting a lot of loot on board. Many other teams who dropped far over towards the west, they've not even considered moving early. There's no real reason to. It wasn't like they were going to get a central position anyway, so they're happier just to play the edge.
And it might work out. We'll have to wait and see. Arcred, 4 players in a vehicle. In minute 5, you've got to be joking. Surely there's been another vehicle that you could have taken. By this point, it's a bit criminal, especially on this sort of... There's a buggy right there. Come on. Surely you've got to... Okay, fine. Right, okay. I'm slightly less... They could have put... Okay, it's the backseat. Fine. It's still 3 in a vehicle. They only have 1 vehicle up to this point.
rotating.
I'm mad.
So,
I'm big mad about it.
yeah, I can see that. Okay, garage is free. They would pick themselves
कोई देखा
up.
नहीं
Nice. Shiny car.
कोई देखा नहीं
One of these players, potentially in this group, might be able to pick up for themselves. Sweet little Porsche was the end of things.
There we go. All right. My nerves have been calmed. They have split into several different vehicles rather than all sitting in the same one. The fact that Twisted Minds were so close to them as well, all in the same vehicle, must have been absolutely terrifying, right? Like you spot that and you think, oh nuts, we're going to be absolutely ripped to shreds here. But they do manage to split out. They find that extra buggy. They get to the garage. So it's okay. It's okay. I'm chilling a little bit more. They've been rotating up on that north side from DRX. Ooh, it's a little camouflage. Hey, Bale there. Right, need to regain some speed. Stay below that max HP. Brown catches them unawares. Having a terrible time out in the fields there.
It's not easy. Not easy sometimes. We're both going to make that rotate down from the edge. It's just to the west of the coast. So this is on top of where VP is currently playing, just the west of DRX right now, as you can see. I think this is an okay place to start, especially when you don't really know where zone 2 is either. You just pick up the L block there, and it's fairly easy for the rest of the game for you as Weibo. Yes, there could be some big shifts on the circle there, but because, again, most of the teams are stuck out on that western side, I think Weibo's quite happy with this rotation they've been able to grab, which sits them on the eastern side of the circle, where they should know there's plenty more space to rotate around in.
I mean, they have got a couple of teams close to the center, but
क्या हो रहा है यार
difficult to move in a little bit further south at the moment. You do need that scouting on board, although you expect them to be aware of their surroundings. The Regnum Kaya split right now between Heaven and further down towards south on the compound that oversees the dips.
TRN मिलता भाई मिलता पावर
See if that's going to be favorable. If they can hold that split.
so sorry
I feel like it's very, very bold. And we'll see if they're able to do so, because it
FL का फाइट हो रहा है FL का फाइट हो रहा है FL का फाइट हो रहा है
keeps twisting.
एक नॉक है ना FL का एक नॉक हो जाओ
Difficult compound to hold, sorry, to get out of. A little bit
एक
easier.
बंदा फिनिश होगा
I'm just waiting for this regroup for Random Kaya, because I feel like the teams in the north are just going to.
एक बंदा फिनिश है भाई मेरा एक बंदा फिनिश है FL का
Yeah, I think that you
भाई जो भी स्ट्रीम पे आए नया फटाफट लाइक करे सब्सक्राइब करे मेरा सिर्फ 2 सब्सक्राइबर दूर 100 सब्सक्राइबर से फटाफट जो भी नए पे आ रहे फटाफट लाइक करो ARC किधर है सेंटर NRZ
I think Regnum Kai is slightly
NRZ R2 the Picno लेता गया टुकड़ो
as long as they
चलता गया उकड़ो
send players off. I don't
समझ में आ तो कोई इशारा कॉफी को
crash in stage
राइट
4.
आए
Leaves them very safe.
फ्रेम ड्रॉप हुआ ना भाई
And I'd love to be proved
पानी
wrong. On that aspect, I'd love to be proved
पानी गाइस जो भी चैनल पे नया आ रहा है
wrong, but even then, I
सब्सक्राइब करें लाइक करें सब्सक्राइबर सिर्फ 2 बचे 100 के लिए तो बहुत क्लोज हुए फटाफट ये स्ट्रीम पे करा दो
I mean, it goes back maybe to what you were saying earlier, Blank, towards the start of the day.
ये स्ट्रीम में करा दो बहुत मजा आएगा गाइस बहुत मजा आएगा फाइट हो रहा है WG वर्सेस NRZ एक नॉक इन्होंने हीरो ऑर्डर ने एक नॉक दिया 33 जेड A1 नहीं पड़ी ये भी नॉक अरे नहीं कैसे नीचे कूदा अबे जब तक ऑर्डर ने मार दिया ना उसको होल्ड भाई ऑलमोस्ट ऑर्डर और हीरो नहीं मारा यार पूरा ऑर्डर है हीरो नहीं मारा पूरा क्या निकला यार
Often a death sentence.
ऑर्डर है हीरो नहीं मारा पूरा यार
Nice and quickly.
ईक वर्सेस EA
It's brilliant.
Hey, hero threw a good grenade.
ये का तो गेम्स का मतलब ऐसा लोग बोलते कि कॉमन है बहुत और बेसिक खेल रही है ऐसा बोल रही है इसके पहले जो मैच हुआ तो वो भी एक बंदा आती है ये वैसे ही बोला
I think a lot of the crashes are like, we have to go for this spot, we don't have much choice.
तो सही में सॉरी यार ये चीज इग्नोर करना मेरा क्योंकि मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा नींद में हूं इसीलिए
I don't think there's a lot of that going on. And I think that's the main
ये
thing.
निकलेगा ये खाएगा
It's sad for me, especially for
निकलेगा और ये खाएगा
stage TGC.
ये निकलेगा और खाएगा
Like you say, it's
नहीं
just
बस ये कार निकलेगा मतलब
lobby. There's definitely a few exceptions to that rule, but because it is so timid, like again, slower game, it's taken them a day or so to kind of figure that out. But again, taking this to the smartest thing they can do here, where they know that if they crash them, they're likely a 2 or 3 man. And just like that, they own such a large amount of the zone. I mean, Silas even that's a bit much, but I think they're so confident people aren't going to make the move.
I mean, yeah, it's but Silas rotating this hard southwest shift. It might just pay off. He's a little bit ahead of the game when it comes to scouting out that west side, and they might need to crunch further in.
Yeah, Regnum, Kaya, over on the northern edge. We are heading down towards farm area. Dip's still involved, which is currently held by Arcred, Geekate, and then Borzov to the north of it. VP were able to move around prison, which is very much a big old point of interest here on this circle, just because over towards Lumberyard as well, you have this high ground that sort of cuts teams in half in terms of their rotation of where they want to go. It's not easy. Definitely not easy to play. Alliance is either forced to head on towards the north side into open ground, or they swing down towards the south. But True Rippers has got that angle covered right now.
I'm calling it now. It's going to be a hero with someone up top and someone underneath in the shelter.
Do you think so?
Happen. Yeah, I'm calling it right now. Right here in stage 3. It's 100% guaranteed. The only time
you gotta stop saying it's guaranteed when you
we've only ever seen 1-0 elimination chicken dinner, and that happened on it was on Sandhawk back in the day when player down in cave. I loved it.
Yeah, he's playing in this lobby right now. Who is it?
Huh?
Who is it?
It's the Virtus Pro Boys, isn't it?
But which one?
Ooh, I can't remember which one. Definitely one of them.
Oh, you've been found wanting.
Ooh.
It was
No, hang on a minute. Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, there we go. Let's see if we can do it again.
Let's see. Let's see.
एक और कोई था उधर जो मार रहा था
On the north side is DRX coming down from Mansion. Again, pretty open zone, so they'll have to kind of transition round. They could play west side of the road, which is a little bit of a lip to play off the back of. It's not ideal, though, because the circle's likely to move off that position, but it will give them some safety in the future. I'll tell you what, right now, it's playing down towards the south.
No, it's pretty close to stay away from. Looking too favorable either. I mean, it is a lot of open ground around this shelter area. Those entrances really providing a lot of cover for those teams. But look at the crashes starting to come through. I mean, 2 players crashing in for the Burmese schools, and we're coming back up to the northeast. Oh dear. Make up your mind, Mr. Circle. Oh, they just can't figure it out. Twisted Mind's very happy about this. In their compound, they should feel pretty good with themselves. A nade around the side, but it's the shot from Godspeed to be able to land over towards Bose. And that's a flush immediately. The nades over towards Win, not going to find their way through. Who's hocking those ones over then? Is that Geekate? Is that the back lines of Geekate putting more?
I feel like they could just clear the angle potentially. Close to this, yeah. They did, by the way. You're right. You're right. Finally, it's got done. I think it was like 8 or 9 grenades sent that way. Just a lot to be sending in. DRX rocking up over towards Influence Rage. For them, this is a big pickup. It's a very big pickup. Sadly, there is a lot of other players all taking shots down towards this position. Goodness me, that's a terrifying noise to be hearing. Twisted Minds. A big chance for their region to do them proud. I think there was a lot of hopes riding on Twisted Minds in terms of them as a team. Freak and Lord rejoining at PMGC is a really cool sight to see for me. But I want to see them go a little bit further than that. Honestly, right now down at 24 points is not where I expected them to finish.
No, it's below par. It is below par. It's not a happy time. But this is PMGC. You know, these are the best in the world at what they do. It's not always easy to find your way through, even if you are the best in your region.
मैं 2 मिनट स्ट्रीम पॉज कर रहा हूं, 2 मिनट
Previous
पॉज कर।
showings with previous experience. It's a new game every year. And you need to be adaptable to it. At the moment, it doesn't seem like they're quite up to that task. On the north side of this circle, there's a lot of open ground. And maybe VP could stretch out towards it, but Alliance kind of have the run out from prison all the way up, covered. And Regnum Kaya have sort of been the slowest team to move from the north to the hard southwest shift, but that's now benefited them because of this this back shift from the circle, moving all the way back out to those fields. It's made life a little bit tricky for a lot of our teams here.
Especially down towards the south side. Like I said, around prison, like it's that slope that comes down. You can see right here on screen, which, you know, so beautifully displays it for us. But True Rippers sort of wanted them to push down a little bit sooner off the back of this. E-Arena's got very good sightlines on this one. See ETSH just like flying around in circles, attempting to not get shot at. It's like, I'm sorry, I've got some bad news for you. This is so open.
Oh no, oh no. Oh,
it doesn't help driving back and forth. You're still open sightlines. Oh, dear me.
They are absolutely getting battered on that south side. I mean, maybe they'll find a way through, maybe not. Hey, there's a little bit of a knock over towards E-Arena coming through from the Burmese Ghouls, who are crunching in the west side of things. Weibo right now with the northernmost shelter entrance hold. They are feeling pretty good about themselves. They're watching all of this happen. They know they're potentially going to be able to pick up all the pieces from this as well and fight on from that position on the south edge, which is not a terrible spot to be in at all if you can get rid of all these teams to your south. And that is the big challenge here. Arcred, they want to start. This is a flex out, a solo position, and the nades do find their way down.
Able to hit a full-on strike with that one. Might even get the knock and the flush. But not meant to be as Safji's able to saddle his way round some cover. So pick back up again. Is Weibo on the other side as a 4-man, attempting to not nade each other this game. The Burmese Ghouls do make their way up into a shelter of their own. It's very much on the edge of the circle. You can see just how disgusting a lot of this map is, where you have 6 teams all in one location. We're heading over towards Museum here. The RX already losing a player. The slightly late smoke, commiseration smoke, let's say. An Alliance once again being put to bed by Regnum Kaya.
Now on the northern side, a big crash from Alliance over towards Regnum Kaya, and it does not go their way. They pick up all of those. I think they managed to keep everyone alive there as well. On the hold, we're taking shots every which way though, and it's really E-Arena on that south side who are going to have the majority of the focus on them. They've got 2 players left standing as ETSH finally fall. E-Arena, Geeke, both going low. There's more Molotovs, more nades coming through, and Easy for Bad Boy is putting such a pinch on this fight. It is made so difficult. And again, it's Weibo who are just profiting off of this. They're holding everyone out on that side. Finally slide on past.
Infinix है अपनी Infinix से fight चल रही है.
Winner here if they can keep things going. The Burmese Ghouls
अरे हर्ष क्या
with the shot.
क्या हर्ष
Teammate not going to be able to find it. Sorry, what teammate? It's True Ripper's teammates who are going to be falling there. First Pro chiming in. Arcred as well. Goodness me. Tourniquet just about.
अरे क्या यार हर्ष.
Verse Pro was very selective the way they dealt with that one and left Tourniquet to live another day and just sent all the shots over towards True Rippers. And that's the angle from that eastern side. I mean, this is the best thing that Virtus Pro can do here. Now, here's the prediction, though, is that in the next few minutes, Virtus Pro is going to make a big crash and die.
Okay. All right. Well, Where are they gonna crash? I think is the bigger prediction, right? I think that you can definitely
Martin.
Rippers cannot deal with 30k today. Oh no, Jelly able to shut it down, but there's that Voston pickoff on the back lines. They do take all of the true Rippers out of action. Tony K on the hunt for their first place spot. A little bit of ascendancy at the start of today with 2 Erangels back to back on big games potential for a big points tally earned by Regnum Kaya. As the circle shifts away from them though, and this might be the time to crash towards Twisted Minds. Try and go out to the fields.
The only difficulty is the DRX is on the south side, so if Regnum Kaya did want to try and crash, you could potentially get something done there, but it looks like they're going to try and wrap around towards the east here, John, instead. At least 2 of the players sent out as outposts. Milky Way, do they see the vehicle? Is the vehicle hidden? Because as soon as they see the vehicle, they'll probably know a player is there.
Milky Way on the move. Virtus Pro, they haven't gone for their crash yet. I'm still waiting for it. They're sort of slowly pushing into that fight on the south side to have an impact, but... Red, I mean, they're flexing out down here for so long, and they want like, oh no, we need more elims for this. Come on, Easy for Bad Boy went down. We need some value. Let's get stuck in. And they're waiting, to their credit, they are waiting. Oh, here comes the Virtus Pro crash. Blank, they're going into Weibo on that immediately falling here. Hero as well. But Virtus Pro, they're getting torn up from some.
30 minutes.
2 of their players are down as well.
30 minutes.
To hold down his team as Milky Way lights up the ground for. Maybe he's going to send downstairs. No.
Guys, जो भी नए स्ट्रीम पे लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब कर रहे हैं 100 सब्सक्राइबर से बस 2 सब्सक्राइबर बस 2 सब्सक्राइबर जो भी स्ट्रीम पे हो फटाफट लाइक और सब्सक्राइब कर दो फटाफट भाई ये फाइट खेलनी होने वाला है एक नॉलेज को रिवाइव मिला है नहीं रे अरे हीरो ऑलमोस्ट मार दिया था हीरो ऑलमोस्ट मार दिया था भाई क्लास अब आईडीसी वर्सेस ये होगा ARC VC
pressure on though. They actually fell in behind them and
जो भी स्ट्रीम पे नया आ रहा है गाइस फटाफट लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब कर दो फटाफट
Arcred all the while are suffering. They try to get stuck into the fight. They've only got 4 elims for it right now. Blank as Weibo have been displaced.
देखो मैं चैट में बोल रहा हूं स्ट्रीम पे कौन है फटाफट चैट में बताओ कौन कौन है स्ट्रीम पे
But on the outside, Regnum Kaya did go for the fields. They're playing a
So sorry.
split again.
Yeah, fair enough. They're just controlling a lot of the zone. They really are controlling a lot of zone. I think that they can see that Twisted Minds is so unwilling
Easy versus VP.
and get anything
Easy versus VP.
If you were Twisted Minds, you'd look to try and clear DRX a little
Washington.
Guy was coming in from. Instead, now
नहीं पड़ा अरे मेरे को लगा फटेगा इन लोग पे
freebie of a
लगा
lot,
फटेगा इन लोग पे
and still Twisted Minds are doing nothing.
मारा अबे मारा मिल्की वे को मारा
Massive from them. DRX are on the wall, but Virtus Pro
ये लोग जीत गए ये लोग ने फाइट जीत गई
cannot get through them.
जीत गई ये लोग फाइट जीत गए मतलब
Kaya actually have now transitioned all the way down south. They are sat atop the pack, and it's going to go well for them. They're just
भाई जोन तो दोनों के लिए
I mean, maybe
जोन तो दोनों के लिए
they have too much of a choice against the last player.
क्रेजी
But that
क्रेजी
across the way.
क्रेजी वो नींद आ रही है
Now does main Twisted Minds might find the confidence to get out of there, but Zedwolf just has the angle.
He's going to keep spraying as well. There's no reason not to keep spraying.
इसका नेट था ये ARC का
Weaken the museum team, their end game becomes so much more simple, and they can continue to sweep. This might be the back-to-back here for Regnum Kaya. I think they may have cracked the code, John. Good preemptive nade over to Saf G, actually.
Pretty huge. Hardboy did take some shots over towards them before, so they're aware of his position. And to get out of there, yeah, it's not going to happen. On the downstairs, the man himself does emerge into the
ये नेट कुछ करेगा
Kaya are ready to greet them. However, maybe they regret
एक बंदा बाकी है 2 बंदे बाकी सामने 1v2 का नहीं
He's holding his nerve, moves in, and there's a
एक को तो मारा उसने
through though for Voston.
1v1 नेड कुक किया
To the Virtus Pro bank right now. He's the last player alive, and Regnum Kaya are getting ruined on the run out from Virtus Pro. They had it all under control, but it's
अब ये शॉटगन लेके आगे चिपक रहा है
now and Wild cannot.
करण गुप्ता भाई मरफा करो
Twisted Minds who are going to be able to pick this one up.
Boss was so hungry for the elims there, dude. He was so hungry for the elims.
लो भाई हो गया
We'll pick a couple. I think Wild was slightly
सब्सक्राइब कर दो भाई सब्सक्राइब कर दो
slightly late for Regnum Kaya.
मैं 100 सब्सक्राइबर से बस दो दूर
Technically should win this.
मरफा करता हूँ अच्छे से करता हूँ पूरा गाना लगा के करता हूँ
Ooh, you're right. And I mean, they've lost their forward position as well. Everybody else is so split though, right? With Silas completely split from Wild, they're essentially two solos. But Silas
तो
does.
इसका एक बंदा नॉक है लेकिन ये लोग के पास मैन एडवांटेज है
If the circle
लेकिन ना नेड है ना स्मोक है ना कुछ
got the numbers, but they're only really 3 in effect, right? Because Walsh very inaccessible. Voston and Wild, their duel is still going. As Voston goes for the top, Wild will be forced back behind the buggy. Voston trying to spray, but steps up into the sights of Twisted Minds. Can't afford to go for it, but Wild takes the bullets too. And now Silas is all alone. Virtus Pro have turned the tables.
Yeah, it's Shudo actually getting that shot over towards Wild from Twisted Minds. Silas wasn't quite able to hold that angle. Good shot over towards Freak to start things off, but I think Voston should be coming through with the backstab very soon.
Not quite.
Oh,
Got the vehicle cover.
10 eliminations 10 eliminations
It's interesting there. Silas
10
dips
eliminations
down, maybe
भाई
looking for the push
crazy
out further. Voston
भाई ये फटेगा मुझको लगा फटेगा हाँ
decided, you know what? I'm actually just going to go and fight this instead. I'm not going to go for the res. Twisted Minds.
लगा फटेगा
I mean,
ये
no
भाई
utility is really
ये भाई
underneath Voston.
मार जा बे
Looks for
मार जा बे
to do what Wild could not there. Virtus Pro 12 elims though. It's as good as we've seen them, and they'll be happy with that. Up into top 3 though for Arc Red, who he's been
PWS के 2 बाकी है 9 के की अब हाँ आपका जम PWS मतलब 2 बाकी है
He's gonna have to
एक ARC बाकी है और TWS दो पुणे में 2 प्लेयर है और इधर एक कोच में ईस्ट वेस्ट नॉर्थ साउथ बना दिया है
in the first aid kit, awesome bandages.
ईस्ट वेस्ट नॉर्थ साउथ बना दिया अभी इन दोनों को प्लेयर विजिबिलिटी रहेगा
It's a free shot. It's a free shot.
He doesn't want it. He's waiting for a better team.
दोनों को दिखता नहीं वो वाला प्लेयर
I mean, Silas is closest to the center of everyone here by a hair, but other players are going to have to move slightly before him.
It's all down to gun skill.
चल साइलस को तो नहीं दिखा उसको ARC को इन साइलस को स्टेप तो आया रहेगा ना ये अभी हार्ड बॉय को भी निकलना पड़ेगा ये हार्ड बॉय को तो निकलना पड़ेगा
Will have to move out into open.
क्योंकि आपके पास हीलिंग सफिशिएंट नहीं है
Distraction here for Silas potentially.
लेकिन दिख जाओगे
Tudor might be very
दिख जाओगे भाई ये मार देगा
Oh, he doesn't know.
मार देगा
He's complete broadside.
मार देगा
Spray hard boy.
मार देगा बोला था
And now the Tudor answered. Not quite. Silas could go for it though and find hard boy. It's a 1v1v1.
साइलस को उसको मार दिया
Silas puts them up to 12. He's slightly more central, and Lord has to push towards him. Oh, this is a nightmare for Twisted Minds. Silas might be able to do it, but no. Lord is close to the center here. Silas will have to move first. He has to step up. This is going to be an impossible challenge. Surely Silas can't do this.
Oh, he just has to hit the shot.
हाँ रीच एडवांटेज
I won't be able to do it. And Twisted Minds.
रीच एडवांटेज
What a messy ending that was.
फर्स्ट चिकन है इनको
A lack of control there.
फर्स्ट चिकन है इनको
In my opinion.
Second place though with 12 elims at the end there, Blank. That is a brilliant back-to-back performance from Regnum Kaya. But you're right. Twisted Minds, no presence. Really no aura in that game. And they needed it, unfortunately. For everyone else, it was just a little bit too good of a position.
Yeah, very nice there from Regnum Kai overall.
भाई दो मैच लगातार एकदम टॉप पे है, टॉप 3 है, टॉप 2 बोलो दो मैच, पहला वाला चिकन, दूसरा वाला सेकंड पे है, टॉप 2 दो मैच लगातार।
Had to even go for the full spray reset.
2 सेकंड आया, मैं कहा था 2 सेकंड में आया, 2 मिनट में आया।
I want to see a little bit more out of them there. They do get the win after all. For some teams, that's all that's needed to get that confidence back on board. It's like you gotta get your shoelaces tied. That is important. But yeah, I do think that game in particular, VP do a very good job as well to get some more points. It was much more convincing from VP that game overall, which I was happy with.
Well, they do close it down from the museum. They're able to put everyone else down in the dirt, but only just for Twisted Minds.
And Twisted Minds finally secure their first chicken dinner for this PMGC. This squad was all the way down in 13th place. I gotta say, I mean, it looked a little shaky there for a second, Max Man, but this was a huge, huge win for the squad.
I mean, they had so much control and they gave it up, and because of that, they lost a lot of their forces, a lot of their players in the process. And luckily enough, there was Lord. He was able to redeem it in this game versus Silas. That 1v1, I'm telling you, the high ground is not there, or Silas has a single smoke Niptura. Maybe that win doesn't quite go the way of Twisted Minds, and maybe we'd be looking at a Regnum back-to-back chicken dinner. But Twisted Minds, I like that they were trying to do as much as they did in this finishing play, but there is a limit that 4 players can do, and I think they did almost more than they can actually chew.
Yeah, I think it really just came down to not really being able to have those angles covered by their teammates, right? But they do get it in the end, and they were able to just get that win. That's exactly what they needed right now. You know, they were sitting in the bottom 5, not really sure what to do next. And this game, hopefully, is going to be the turning point for them. The game that gets them that springboard effect to just move on and do better things in the next game.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Lord and Freak in particular, absolute OGs, right, from the MENA region. They're going to be over the moon after to finally get themselves this chicken dinner. And, you know, they were the bottom of the rankings, Holdjuk. So getting this win, actually, I do wonder how high are they truly going to stand on the rankings after this?
That's what I'll say. This is a huge, huge win for the squad. I mean, they were in a...
गाइस मैं 2 मिनट आया, 2 मिनट आया, अर्जेंट काम है, मेरे को 2 मिनट का स्ट्रीम पॉज कर
This is going to definitely put them in a shot here, right, for getting into that last chance. So a good win. You know, they did take that museum spot. That circle there was pretty wild, you know, but we're seeing some pretty crazy plays here. Not to mention Regnum Karya. Just so many eliminations in this game, Max Man. They got to be pushing themselves up even higher in the leaderboards from the last game.
I mean, Regnum Karya getting eliminations or Wild getting eliminations?
That's true. Yeah.
He was like, what, 7, 8 eliminations this game? He was on fire. He was learning from his teammate from earlier. On that previous chicken dinner on our angle, so very nice stuff indeed. DRX though, big send right onto this area on Museum, sharing it with the likes of Twisted Minds, and I was actually surprised, Nipchura, that Twisted Minds were willing to kind of share that wall with DRX. I thought they would just nade them to hell and just take that position for themselves.
I kind of like it though, to be honest, because it meant that they were not going to attack themselves, right? I think there was a lot of teams on all sides that meant DRX couldn't really make a move. And Twisted were allowing that to happen just because it meant safety for themselves. They knew DRX were kind of stuck there. Other teams weren't going to really try and do much and push when they knew 2 teams were there. So actually DRX's position meant that they were able to keep relatively safe, but a lot of emotions going on here. It's a good thing they won, because goodness me, there's a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah. I mean, Voston, how the hell was he able to sneak out of shelter? He just came around and just got rid of most of Regnum Karya on his lonesome. Really good stuff from him in particular. But I don't know how he got through. He just disappeared and reappeared, and boom, 1v2. Easily secured for this guy as you go through the rotations. And I want us to all pay attention here to how Regnum Karya played their early to mid-game transition in particular. So, of course, Regnum Karya usually playing Rozok, early transition, circle not too far away, quick pivot. And they go for this amazing 2-2 split with 2 players in heaven on the northern side and 2 players going into the southern compound. There's just literally 1 building and a few walls around it. And this gives them 100% vision on what the hell is happening on the northern edge of the circle, which then enables them to go for the best rotation possible. Regrouping, they've seen all the fights that were happening on the southern edge, and they go for this wide eastern rotation next to Shelter Niptra. I think that was literally the best macro rotation we saw the entire match from Regnum Kara this game.
Yeah, it was really, really well played, and well played because it was really well thought out. They had the information necessary to make that play work for them, and then sending Silas center just in case, right, was actually what gave them the almost win, right? Some really, really good stuff from them. Really forward-thinking gameplay from them, and look at the points it gets them, Jukes. 18 on the board to come right a 28-point game. I mean, it's nearly over 40 points that they've gotten in just 2 games.
That's it. Regnum Karya, they've downloaded the lobby. They have downloaded the technology for sure. The update is installed and ready to go. I mean, they didn't win the chicken dinner and still got the most points in this game, Max. And you can just tell by the way they're playing this. I think they've just understood, okay, this lobby is a lot slower than before, you know?
Yeah.
All we got to do is just take our time, pick our positions, and let our gun skill do the talking. And man, they're making it happen there.
The timing at which they take fights, in particular Hodgix, is just so good. That fight on Shelter was timed beautifully. The fight is happening. There's Weibo, there's Virtus Pro. The teams are deep inside of Shelter. They're like, hey, you can't fight back. That's when we're going to push and engage you. And that timing was A-OK from this squad. Here we go, though. MVP is Lord. And it's good to see Niptra, Lord, finally, you know, on an MVP graphic. It's been a while. But you know what? He's building back that team synergy, and he's finally back on board here for PMGC.
Yeah, it's really, really nice to see them back on where we expected them to be. Hopefully this is going to be just the game, the start of their next journey forward into that maybe top 3, you know, still could be done here as we look at the overalls. And I am looking at Twisted. They are in the top 11 now, but Regnum Karya straight to the top. EA, after 8-9 matches, have finally been dethroned, and it is Regnum Karya, Max.
Lock it in. Lock it in. Regnum Karya in first place, looking mighty fine here going into the second half of this tournament. Guys, we're going to be right back after this short break. Get your popcorn, get your drinks, and we'll be back in a minute.
Guys, back आ गया मैं आ गया आ गया आ गया आ गया टेंशन नहीं टेंशन नहीं आ गया आ गया सब आ गया आ गया भाई आ गया थोड़ा मैच में अभी 2 मिनट है भाई 2 मिनट है भाई एक बड़ा एक मैसेज हे गाइस जो भी चैट में है फटाफट फटाफट मेरे को बताओ कौन कौन है चैट में मैं जरा इम्पोर्टेंट देख रहा हूँ
Alo. Anneciğim ne yapıyorsun?
हे भी जो भी चैट में है गाइस मेरे को बताओ फटाफट फटाफट बताओ
Çok iyiyim valla.
लाइक करो सब लोग फटाफट फटाफट लाइक करो 2 सब्सक्राइबर दूर हो गाइस 2 सब्सक्राइबर बस 2 सब्सक्राइबर दूर हो 2 सब्सक्राइबर दूर हो 100 के लिए 100 करा दो गाइस मेरा 100 करा दो मैच स्टार्ट होने वाला है मैच स्टार्ट होने वाला है जल्दी स्टार्ट 50 सेकंड की तरह और थोड़ा टाइम होता है यार हो जाएगा फटाफट
Şey yaptın değil mi? Formayla gittin. İyi sen ne yapıyorsun? Ya,
चुम्बो इधर आ
ben de seni özledim valla. Uyumuşum bir de uyuyakalmışım. Öyle işte. Tamam. Ben de seni seviyorum öptüm hadi. Aleykümselam. Tamam aleykümselam. Onların da selamı var sana. Hadi görüşürüz öptüm bay bay.
अपन अभी टॉप 10 में नहीं है टॉप 10 में आना है टॉप 10 में आना है गाइस टॉप 10 में आना है इंटरव्यू टाइम
Welcome back to the halfway mark of day 2.
इंटरव्यू
I
टाइम
got none other than Boston.
वीपी वॉस्टन
Purchase, bro, with me. This is a team that you guys
Bro,
came
what's
in
for
as
that?
champions of CSA, what made it considered to be one of the hardest regions in the world, honestly, for PUBG Mobile esports. You fell short in the gauntlet, and in Group Red, day 1, you definitely fell short. In day 2, there seems to be a bit of a resurgence from the squad. What's been the underlying issue for VP?
Так, Востон, вы пришли в этот турнир как чемпионы ПМСЛ Центральная и Южная Азия, что является одним из сильнейших регионов, и не справились с Gauntlet стейджем, а сейчас испытываете немного трудностей в групповой стадии. Как ты думаешь, какие причины вашей команды?
Ну, в целом, Gauntlet Stage для нас задался сначала... Ну, первый день был неплохой, остальные дни нам просто не везло. Мы играли не командно, мы разобрали, зашли в Group Stage, также испытывали трудности. Вот, сейчас команда чувствует себя отлично, мы провели разбор. Вот. Ну, мы просто в целом устали. Перед ПМСЛ у нас была очень плотная подготовка. Перед ПМГЦ также очень плотная подготовка была. Сейчас мы выдохнули и с новыми силами на второй день зашли, показываем, что если мы не камбэкнем в топ-3, то на лast шансе мы будем бороться за 2 слота.
So we just a little bit burned out after the Gauntlet because we got a hard schedule before the PMGC and also before the PMSL, and now we talked with our teams after the Gauntlet what we're gonna do in group stage, and if we will fail to be on top 3, we'll try our best in the last chance. So it's because we're just a little bit tired and we just burned out. So now everything is okay. We're gonna do our best.
That's fair. There's a lot of factors that go when you go to such a big event like PMGC, the biggest one we have of the year as well. And you were talking about wanting to be in top 3, or if you fell from top 3. Well, I got some stats for you. You are currently 39 points away from third place and 11 points, or just actually 1 point away from 11th place. What is the team looking to do with 9 matches remaining of Group Red to make sure that you get to third place?
До третьего места, до топ-3 у вас 39 всего лишь поинтов осталось, а чтобы спуститься 11 поинтов. Какие планы на последние 9 матчей у вас? Может, вы поменяете общий подход или игровой стиль?
Мы будем также продолжать, как первые мы будем также продолжать играть хорошо, как вот эти первые 3 игры. Мы делаем все отлично по карте, все понимаем, все друг друга хорошо себя чувствуют. Все у нас хорошо. Мы будем также продолжать хорошо. Такие вот.
We will try our best first 3 matches today, continue to dominate, and we'll do our best and try to continue as first 3 matches. Yeah.
Okay, you're going to try to continue what you were able to do in the first 3 matches. Well, we already had a resurgence from a PMSL champion like Rangnam Karya. We're trying to see if Virtus Pro can actually continue to bounce back and make it to the top 3. We have 9 matches left, 3 matches left today for Group Red. Let's see what Virtus Pro can do. Spasiba, Voston.
Hey, you may have been feeling a little bit of burnout early on, but you know what? I got the medicine for you, and that's the Infinix GT30 series, the official gaming phone of PMGC 2025. Engineered for precision, performance, and victory, empowering every gamer to hashtag be the one and outplay the rest on the global stage, man. So get your hands on one of those as fast as you can here, because we got to talk about Virtus Pro. You know, day 1, what's going on, right? Day 2, I saw some pretty crazy rotations, right? But I'll tell you what, so far they had 8 points on day 1. Now they're at 30. What was it? They had quite a bit. Yeah. So as a matter of 39. So 31 on the day. That's 10 points a game so far. So a huge resurgence for the squad here in Neptura.
Yeah, really, really nice to see. We were talking about how, man, they just weren't able to get all 4 players to the end stage, right? And today, 2 out of 3 games, they've been able to do that. And 2 out of 3 games, we've seen them in the top 5 with a lot of eliminations. Yeah. This is exactly what we wanted to see from VP Max.
So pretty much, they're having a day 1 every game. if you look at it,
yeah. More than that.
Yeah, more than that. They're doing more than a day 1 in every single game. Look at that. Really good performance. So definitely really happy with Virtus Pro. And of course, you know, they said it's a little bit tough going to a LAN event and stuff. So they're in the thick of things now. They're fully ready. They're fully prepared. And they are going to be continuing their ascent towards the top. Still can't believe we got Arcred losing 2 players. So watching these replays on that first angle. But no, these circles have been interesting, and you know what? A team that I was hoping to see a bit more from, because we hyped them up a lot, Niptra, at the start of the day. It was Influence Rage, especially the team that dominated, getting a chicken dinner and a 2nd place on Erangel. So far, existent, and they've been slipping. Sorry, are stepping up.
Yeah, it has been interesting to watch that happen, right? And it's not even a thing of, oh, they're trying to do big plays and it's just not working out. We've barely seen them at all here. On the Ronda, we did see them a little bit there in that top 3, but on both Erangel so far, it's just been quiet, dead silent from them. So I want to see maybe what's going on with them. I'm going to pay attention to them a little bit more in the next game. But it has been a weird thing. So that's where Alliance also, we just saw them go out there to Twisted Minds at Museum, because I was wondering what the heck happened. I loved seeing the different side of them, because in the first episode they were very compact, and then they lose the 1v4. But then they come over to the next Erangel, and immediately they're spreading out over that eastern side in that last game. You know, they got a big split going. So I was like, okay, cool. Really good from them. They switched tactics there a little bit. I liked that, but unfortunately that play just not going to be panning out for them, unfortunately there, Max.
Yeah, I mean, looking at also our top performers here, top players of this previous match, is going to be Silas also up there, which I'm pretty sure, you know, is one of his teammates, or most of his teammates have been popping off today. But it's good to see Silas step up, because I still see some people around saying, like, oh, Silas is just getting carried by Wild, Loxy, Xenos, and stuff. Like, no, bro, like, sure, he's an IGL, so he doesn't have to be, like, you know, the big frag of the squad. But, man, this guy, back in the day, was one of the best fraggers out there. Put some respect on Silas's name. Like, when he has to step up and pop off, he will pop off, okay? Do not doubt Silas, okay?
Dude, if anybody felt doubts after that, watching that last end game, Neptura, right? I mean, he shut them all up, man, by himself, making it happen, extending his team out towards the later, you know, parts of that match, and shutting down some players in the process. I mean, it was close. I mean, I don't know if anybody else was like me, but I saw him in that 1v1 situation. Even though he was at a disadvantage, I was like, he wins these. You know, it was close.
Oh, 100%. I mean, he nearly won the whole game for the rest of his squad, and yeah, maybe he didn't put up the amount of eliminations in that game that we saw from some of his teammates. But might I just remind you, in Erangel #1, he basically took out Geekay single-handedly. We're talking about the Loxy 1v4 onto Alliance. He took out Geekay nearly on his own there, so Silas sure good as he ever was.
120. 130.
120. You know what?
10 million %.
The sky's the limit when it comes to Silas.
I love it, man. I want to see how much of a crazy comeback we're going to see from BP though. Honestly, that's a really cool storyline, because right now they're still on that cutoff. They're in 12th place, right? But to go from 8 points to 39 in just 3 games, it's definitely something we got to talk about here, because if they get another chicken dinner in this game, I mean, they could possibly even make a run for top 3.
I mean, the thing is, the games we've had so far from them today have been to try and kind of redeem, while they do that, trying to redeem what happened in day 1, and they've done that. They're back in the race, they're back in a position where one next big follow-up performance would allow them to climb the rankings significantly. I'm talking middle of the rankings, or if not even higher. So currently the setup from Virtus.pro is there, but you need a follow-up, you need to see more. The second half, if it's as good as the first half, I'm telling you, they might not be that far off from top 3, and that would be one of the biggest comebacks so far this PMGC.
I 100% agree. I was just looking at those numbers, right? And it would be kind of crazy with VP in 39 and Flash in 78 in that top 3 to really go, oh, VP could make top 3. But then we have to remember, once again, they had 8 points. Now they have 39. It is not inconceivable that in the another 3 matches, they could be 4th place with, you know, 70, 60 points, something like that. It's not inconceivable for this team.
Yeah, I mean, 18 points in the last game is huge for them. I mean, so right now, let's do that math, right? Flash, 3rd place, 78, VP 39. So that's literally, VP has to double their points. And make sure to like and subscribe right? We'll get in that conversation. The hard part is like, yeah, it's 39 points, but I'm pretty sure Flash, Influence, Rage, all those teams are going to probably get some points here now as well. So that gap's going to grow, right? But if we're going to even talk about that possible comeback from VP, like, let's just do a little bit of like theory crafting. Honestly, I'm at that point to where they definitely need probably 10 points a game for the rest of the day, and then at least 120 points. What do you think about that?
They've got, I think you're right, they've got to get at least one big win, and then they've got to get 2 matches in the top 5 at least. Like, it's got to be a very, very strong performance for them to do that. Based off what we've seen in the first half of the day, it's possible. But to continue that, I mean, you're going to have to do the same sort of thing as Influence, Rage, and EA, and Flash even in day no. So that kind of consistency is pretty rare. And for VP, it's possible, but is it really going to happen, Max? I don't know.
I have no idea. Would be great to see that step up continue, but a little hard. Also not.
Oh, heart back to you, brother.
PMGC, look at that. I'm not going to get awesome. DRX, what's going on? What's happening? Come on, I need to see South Korea step up. We had D+ do it back in their respective and DRX, to be completely fair, looking at the gauntlet, I was like, man, they're going to make it in gauntlet top 7 easy. Didn't make it. And now they're just middling performance. This is not the DRX that I see that just normally does so well globally once they step outside of South Korea. And right now, what is that, 9th position? Right now, 50 points? we know DRX can achieve so much more, and I know it's easy to say like, oh, we expected more from them, but they're not going for these fights. For example, that push on Museum versus Twisted Minds. They just send on the wall. I was like, but even if you just survive, like, you're not going to get anything of massive value out of it. I want to see you try and wrestle Museum away from Twisted Minds, crash in the building, take the fight, take the risk. Because unfortunately, if you keep playing these positions where you just, oh, let's try and survive a little bit deeper in this game. Well, unfortunately, top 3 for me is just not in the cards with the current caliber of gameplay we've witnessed from DRX.
You know, one thing I realized, Max Man, is especially in this lobby, I don't really feel like the coexisting tech exists. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if this was a different lobby, maybe that DRX push on the Museum has a slight chance of working, because some teams are like, oh, you know what? They're on the outside, we're here, we're just going to coexist and win the game together, right? But that's just not happening here, Neptura, right? So, I mean, it's a crazy play, by the way. It's super risky, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that I can't try to figure out why they would do that push anyway, you know, because, yeah, why not just go take it to Twisted Minds and try to make something happen here. But you know what, guys? We got some tech issues. We'll be right back after a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
I don't think any PMSL champion teams are stronger than us.
ممكن اقول لرؤوف طور لعبك لانه حبي احنا جايين بالتاكيد يعني احنا ابطال في مساحه العربي مينا ريجن من افضل الريجنات بالعالم.
Chúng tôi khá tự tin ạ, tại vì chúng tôi là một team của mình gì nhưng chúng tôi không sợ. Chúng tôi đã đạt được 4 top 1 trong một ngày, thì chúng tôi đến đây với mục tiêu phá kỷ lục chúng tôi sẽ cố gắng sẽ được 6 top 1 trong một ngày.
I think we will qualify straight to the final.
اذا انت بطل بي ام اس ال ممكن تكون محظوظ بجيم جيمين، اما انك تكون محظوظ انك تفوز بطوله هذا الشيء مستحيل.
Bên Milan tại vì họ là một đội mới nên họ sẽ có những tâm lý.
Wolves derdim. I think probably just look like that.
Те, кто на удачу выиграл. Я посмотрел, типа, фавориты своих регионов выиграли.
Wolves esports. They have Coops. Best player in the world in my opinion.
Đội VP tại vì bên khu vực đấy khá là căng thẳng và họ chứng minh bản thân mình từ những ngày đầu tiên.
İyiler, kötü değiller ama heyecanlı oynuyorlar.
Next match 17 minutes के बाद बहुत लंबा
Bu PUBG Mobile oynayanlar tarzlarını kendilerini seviyorum ama oyun tarzlarını sevmiyorum. Bölgeleri güçsüz olduğu için ben MENA bölgesi demek istiyorum. Oradaki takımları biraz main fight hariç.
I don't think any PMSL champion teams are stronger than us.
Я думаю, для нашей команды будет легче всего зарабатывать поинты на
ممكن اقول لرؤوف طور لعبك لانه حبي احنا جايين ندمرك.
Em muốn một lần nhắc đến đội team vô địch BMSL Milan là cách chơi của
back to back 100
ra đây chúng tôi chưa chắc các bạn đã làm được.
Yes, I think we have a lower experience, but I think this is benefits us. It's in our advantage because the teams don't know how we're really going to play.
Tekanan tu memang ada. Bila bawa nama Malaysia, saya bukan main untuk diri sendiri je.
Oh, that problem was to इसीलिए
Saya nak percaya pada kami.
Bom, o ano passado foi muito especial para a gente. Senti que estávamos ali a um passo do título. Mas às vezes, por mais que você se esforce, o resultado não vem. Essa derrota ficou com a gente e nos mudou.
آخر سنة ما راحت بالطريقة اللي ردناها، حاولنا وتعبنا بس بالأخير ما حصلنا النتيجة اللي ردناها.
My first game visit taught me a lot about myself, the pressure, the nerve, the mistake you can make only on war stage. Now I'm here with a new roster, but my goal is still the same, to perform the way I know I can, to play with clarity, confidence and discipline.
A gente tá aqui pra jogar e ser feliz e buscar o topo. Sim, a gente está ainda mais confiante. Eu acredito que a PMGC vai ser a melhor de todos os tempos, né? Influenciate.
أنا واثق من نفسي هواي واثق من تيمي هواي أيضا ونتأمل ناخذ توب 1.
Perjalanan PMGC kita orang pada tahun 2024 boleh dikatakan sangat teruk. Kami langsung tak berjaya untuk lepas ke next stage. Tapi 2025 akan berbeza. Saya tak akan biarkan kesilapan yang sama berlaku 2 kali.
It's my fault, but I'll always come back. Don't get it twisted. Our talent was never the problem.
Bom, este ano voltamos com mais fome, mais disciplina e com a mentalidade bem mais clara. Acredito que este é o nosso momento.
Saya tak nak orang lain ingat, tim Malaysia ni datang untuk bercuti je. Tapi saya nak diorang tahu yang kita orang boleh bagi saingan terbaik untuk tim-tim global.
Twisted Mind's very much needed win. It felt like it wasn't super convincing. I think that's my only issue with it. And even the coach looked a little bit frustrated. But for Twisted Minds, there is still a chance now. They've put themselves in a position to do it now with those additional points on board. The middle of the pack, though, is getting quite close, I'd like to say.
Yeah, it's a little bit dicey around the middle, and they're dancing with death around that 11th place as well, because at the moment feels like anyone really could be taking up those bottom 5 spots. The plane path a little lilt to the left, and they are going to be trying to break their way east, I'm sure. We'll wait for the circle to see if it's going to be messy. The Burmese Ghouls out very, very early. So are Virtus Pro, actually, over the military island, but a big split for the Burmese Ghouls. They're chilling. See if True is going to give any trouble this time.
Slow on the rotate outside of Sosnovka at the moment. On a real one, talking about Burmese Ghouls now. I've taken off my Necromancer hat for the time being. But yeah, I think for Burmese Ghouls, they definitely do need to get a little bit of a move on over towards the northern side, slightly quicker. We'll see though, it could be another Sosnovka circle. Everything I'm saying is completely wrong. Be a very western play. I think teams have to deal with this multiple times today. They should be used to it by now. But we get a northern circle split between the river, which is always a little bit awkward at times, but very playable.
Is Walsh going to get the same spray? Okay. I thought he was going to get the same spray down onto Arc Red there. Oh man, that would have been pretty crazy to get the back-to-back double spray on the start of the game, but. He so wants it again as well. Look at him. He's looking at those clouds. There's no one left up there. They were a little bit nippier on the way down. So he's denied that opportunity. All unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to get some more points.
Guys, जो भी stream देख रहे हैं,
points rankings at the time being.
out in मतलब player सब question. हाँ, player सब question.
So although coming off the back of a
Player सब हुआ है भाई, player सब हुआ है.
lobby there at all, so Twisted Minds need to go.
WBG versus Geek हो सकता है. WBG versus Geek हो सकता है भाई. ये फाइट देखने में मजा आएगा.
Which is rough, John.
फाइट देखने में मजा आएगा. Geek भी अच्छा कर लिए, WBG खेल लिए.
Fun for our squads here.
दोनों में एक दूसरे के पोजीशन में 4 पॉइंट का फर्क है. 4 पॉइंट. क्या लगता है WBG क्वालीफाई कर पाएगी टॉप 3?
The amount of action that happens. So a lot of these games are sort of determined
लेकिन
by whether
हो सकता है भाई क्योंकि वो पूरा प्ले पूरा लाइनअप बहुत अलग है.
rotations. So you really do have to try very hard to get those big games. Otherwise, you're sort of like 8 to 9 point placement games. In which case,
Team
everyone else is trying to
performance.
profit above
अच्छा,
you.
CSA का है.
It's slow going.
VP अच्छा VP का है. 16 से 12.
At the moment, waiting
अच्छा है भाई, अच्छा
to
है.
try and get towards the top 3.
Like and subscribe करो
And I
guys.
think that's
Subscribe
sort of
करो
what
guys.
made the gauntlet so fun for a lot of squads, where it
ये
really was
रैग्नारॉक आगे
possible
बढ़ रहा है. वो
anyone was getting
रैग्नारॉक
towards
आगे
that
बढ़ रहा है
top
फाइट के
7.
लिए.
It didn't feel
वो
like it was
रैग्नारॉक आगे
game
बढ़ रहा है
over,
फाइट के
even
लिए.
in map 4 or 5 on that
देखते
final
देखते
day.
देखते देखते क्या.
Like, things are starting to get decided already.
सुख उधर है.
It will start to stretch
Super
out
good.
away from you. I mean, we saw the bubble play around 90 points towards that 11th place during Group Green. And so teams looking to try and get ahead.
अबे आगे ले लिया ना, आगे ले लिया.
A little bit lower than that average.
आगे ले लिया.
Bubble if you double the score.
हेड तो मारा बे.
Still to play.
हेड तो मारा बे. हेड तो मारा. मार देता ना भाई मजा आ जाता.
Not necessarily the best way to go about things. We'll have to see where we're going to end up this time around. It could be completely
बचे भाई ये लोग, बचे भाई. बहुत क्लोज बचे.
dynamics at play that affect where
Close
these bubbles
बचे.
land. But for now, we'll have to wait.
Order knock हो
They
गया.
locked in a fight quite early on, and yeah, that's going to be a
Order
very
knock हो
quick
गया.
coming through
किधर
from the arena.
order knock.
Weibo not managing to get
तीनों
really
अलग
ahead.
क्यों
I think
खेलेंगे?
the
और
first
उसको एक को
4
अलग
minutes and
कर
20
दिया.
seconds of this game is a really rough
ये
time. And I
joke,
don't think any amount of good
joke.
rotates can patch up the lack of looting time that they may have on board for this one. Fortunate that the circle stays near Severny.
Yeah, I think something I'd be really interested to look into
अच्छा
is
अभी
the
आगे
amount of
से वो
eliminations
कर रही है.
compared between Group Green and
ये
Group Red
86
so
पे
far,
है. ओके
specifically
ओके
Rondo.
मैं देखा
I think
नहीं.
both our rondos for Group Red have been pretty quiet outside of a couple of initial skirmishes. It's mostly that end game where things start to get a little bit more hectic, but even so, like, most of the mid game is very slow. No one's really taking those fights. The amount of recalls we had weren't too frequent either, because honestly, most teams remained as 4 players in the first place. Boars are going to look to try and hold out.
अबे बराबर तो बोल रहा है. कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में और
Sosnovka.
कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में और ग्रुप ग्रीन.
I can report to you, Blank,
तो
that
मजा तो
the
था.
3 matches that we had on Rondo in
ये थोड़ा ये लोग बहुत
245
पॉजिटिवनेस जैसा खेल.
I don't have the stats.
ना वो नहीं है अभी.
So
तो ग्रीन में देखो भाई बहुत मजा आया.
so if you divide that
बहुत
by
मतलब बहुत ही मजा आया.
you get about 81
सही में बहुत मजा आया कसम से. ग्रुप ग्रीन में ऐसा था कि मजा आया. कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में भी मजा आया था.
which is obviously a lot more
कॉन्फ्लिक्ट
than
में
players
स्टिक नहीं किया था
because of
लेकिन
those recall
किया
pieces.
था.
I don't have the stats to hand on
गेम किया था नहीं किया था याद नहीं मेरे को. ग्रुप ग्रीन का कंफर्म किया.
currently.
अब मजा आया भाई ग्रुप ग्रीन में.
In general, that's the sort of metric.
वहाँ पर टीम भी
just
अच्छी
about
थी.
over 80,
मतलब टीम से आगे भी अच्छी है. ऐसा नहीं है.
expect those elimination counts to be.
लेकिन वो एक प्लेयर्स के अंदर था. मारो मारो.
It's about to add those tallies up.
भाई मारे तो अपन जीतेंगे नहीं. ऐसा वैसा ये वो करना था प्लेयर्स को मार. भाई भाई
That exit.
भाई
It's not
लास्ट से मारा बे.
amazing.
लास्ट से मारा.
Get shut down. Cause does get picked up though.
कॉस को मारा.
They did send out the sacrifice from the Burmese ghouls.
नहीं नहीं ये लोग का पुश
On the other
है.
side.
भाई वरना पुश. वरना
Like,
पुश.
again, this is a bit of a strange one for me. I'm still going for it. It's a bit of a strange one for me because I do think that it's not a horrible time to bridge rotate. And I don't think that True Rippers are a team looking for that bridge camp here.
Oh, not yet. On that western side, it's a little bit too fraught for liking. Yeah, Burmese schools, they got to divert. They're not going to try and push through the Boars. And the Boars are spending so much time down here, they're kind of scuppering their own game.
भाई ये प्रोबेबली लास्ट मैच रहेगा.
And losing a player as well, well, not losing, but taking a knock to it.
WPT में लग रहा था भाई से थोड़ा बाहर
They are
चले
going
गए
to get a point.
तो
It's going to slow them down
कल
very,
मैं
very
मोस्टली
heavily.
टाइम पे आऊंगा
Moving into the rest of this one, you can see
हाँ
Influence Rage. They're
स्ट्रीम
just about
करूंगा
to meet the south side of the center
कल दिन
of
क्या
these
है
teams. And they're going to have a tough time
दिन
finding
क्या
a home, but
है
DRX still moving means that there's some flexibility
कल
in where
लास्ट डे
Influence
रहेगा
Rage can end up.
लास्ट डे एक सेकंड मैं just सर्च कर
Yeah, exactly.
आज सर्वाइविंग से चल
Influence Rage.
सर्वाइविंग से अगर नहीं भी रहेगा तो चलेगा
A cut between
मैं
DRX.
बाहर हूँ संडे को
I'll make this.
सैटरडे को स्ट्रीम मूविंग
DRX
करने
has a lot of angles.
ये
He's
संडे के
playing
काम
with
पे
Everest right now, scouting.
वो दो दिन स्ट्रीम में व्लॉग रिकॉर्ड करने वाले
It's a bit of a
अच्छी जगह जा रहा हूँ
sluggish start for a lot of squads here. But we're waiting on stage 2 to really define where these teams have to leave to. And I think most teams, it's fair enough that they are keeping this one under wraps, right? You know, playing it a little slower, just because the next zone could easily head far over towards that north side or far down towards the south, in which case some drastic rotates have to come through from a few of our squads. So you don't want to get bogged down right now just before the circle shifts. And it is over towards the north side. Probably less ideal for most teams. Most squads don't really want to go set up towards the north side of the map again, just because there's so many more critical locations on the south side. But because it does move north, it means there's a lot of squads that need to readjust.
Yeah,
It's going to force teams to go over those rivers, those bridge crossings. Very, very hot spot action potential. And a lot of wide flanks, I think.
मैं भी वही करूँगा मैं ऐसा क्यों
It may be better to stay back for a little bit, I think, unless you can really blast
नहीं गाने का
right
भी
now.
कॉपीराइट पड़ेगा
Edge on this one might be a little bit better.
इसे पढ़ रहे
A really
थे इसकी
unfavorable
वजह से
position around the south side of Rosok. I think it's safe to say, because there's already teams to your north, and you don't have
On
the flexibility to go out
chance.
wide that other teams do.
ETH ETSH
Just seeing what E-Arena does here, because they're on the western side, but they are the closest on the west side. So what position do they want to play? Do they want to kind of wrap down towards the bank, just the north of Rozok, play that spot? Do they want to continue box compound, cut out teams that really want to try to get through from North George, like Geeky as well as DRX? It's True Rippers though. Managed to squeeze their way through, surprisingly, towards the south side of Rozok.
Absolutely. I do have an update on the stats that you requested earlier. It's a 70. It's 69.5 average elims per rondo for this group, which is a distinct drop-off, 10 fewer elims per match.
Yeah, so it's sort of what I thought. So,
yeah, well done.
Thank you. I didn't have the stats to back it up, but now I do. But yeah, it definitely does. It massively feels like this lobby really does not fight as much as Group Green did. I mean, Group Green really, a lot of times, a lot of teams were fighting for position, which is what made it so exciting. Towards that top side, because there was that aggression to grab strong spots in the circle, which is why we had some teams pulling so far ahead of one another. Troopers taking shots towards Twisted Minds, I believe.
Waiting for those to pop up, and yeah, Twisted
ये
Minds.
थोड़ा भाई जो भी चैनल पे नया अरे
Now,
make sure to subscribe कर दो
they can pick that one back
Okay,
up. They're
yeah.
close enough, but it's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
tricky. Reckon Kaya taking a knock. To be fair, Rozok's getting very, very full. And these are shots across the way, so unlikely to be fully flushed here. But against Reckon Kaya, any
TWIS.
blow. And you're obviously willing to strike. I
अपने
mean,
टीम रोजक में
the
क्यों
team flash
गई
position right now.
अपनी टीम रोजक में क्यों गई
River.
फुकट फाइट लेने जा रहे हैं यार
Is going to be ending up north here.
मार रहे हो
So
तो ठीक है
they are on three.
क्योंकि अपने पर बार बार ना वही हो रहा है थर्ड पार्टी हो रही है अपनी
First pro pushing in too.
बार बार अपने पे थर्ड पार्टी हो रही है ये
I
सीन
think the DRX quite like their position, but like you say, Virtus Pro strong on that north side, can hold that out for quite a while as well. But again, it's just that thing where you look towards Rozok.
बार बार
So many
अपने
teams
पे
that
थर्ड
take
पार्टी
shots
हो
at
रही
one another,
है
other
अपने
that
पे
take shots
कल
towards
से ही
it.
हो रही है
True Rippers as they made their way in. Regdom Kaya can't really peak because of the sightlines from the flash on the north side. It's so weird. It's very, very weird. And again, this is going to be so difficult to leave now. And we're sort of having the situation from yesterday on Miramar between the Burmese Ghouls as well as E-Arena, where both teams do struggle to evacuate. Arcred make a quick rotate across. They lose one player for it. Hardboy is that outpost for them though at the Wizard Tower. The question is,
शेड्यूल डाल के रन टूटा तुम लोग को अभी तो नहीं होगा मैं स्ट्रीम के बाद कल एक शेड्यूल डाल दूंगा चार हो गए शेड्यूल डाल
teams are so packed in like this, having your players together, you do not want to sever in that scenario. We'll see if they can navigate that one. That is a bit of a hum, isn't it? And fortunately, there are other teams around to pick up the pieces here, but Regnum Kaya uncharacteristically not hitting those shots, but they still do get both of the points. Or just one of them for now.
Technically good because the vehicle exploded. It's very surprising that none of the shots were on target towards the players. So I think it's just a little bit unlucky there for Regnum Kai, but they get the job done in terms of exploding the vehicle outside of the Wizard Tower in the first place. So now the cross is a little bit more difficult. So they're able to clear a little bit of position there. Boars moving up over towards Nuclear Zone. Havlik jumps out of the hovercraft, providing a lot of space here. Nuclear Zone is just sort of letting it happen.
Okay, yeah, they're just getting a little bit rinsed there. On the high ground, two players now stand. Boars moving in with the hovercraft. An ominous presence. Big threat being dealt. The hops in and out through the monster truck, through the windows. And Arthur's giving them the runaround. A little bit too hard of a start to pull out that start. And he's not going to be able to extract the point there for Boars. Exo wants vengeance, but taking down Havlik, I mean, this is really nasty for the Boars. They had a massive advantage in this fight. Losing a player on a single-player roll-up. Good news. Now SnowX with the pressure will be able to enter back, and will be able to find that revenge. But they lose a player. That's nasty.
It's over-aggressive. It was unnecessary as well from Havlik. It looks cool if he's able to make it happen, but you risk going down because he was completely isolated from the rest of the team's sidelines, so they couldn't even provide him any help there. So again, so the Flash still in a strong spot on this circle. It's quite a big flat zone towards the center of this one. A little bit of high ground off towards the western side, but I think most teams sort of want to get towards the center of this one and start posting up around the tree line, which is what Influence Rage are doing.
Something you need to be a little bit more mindful of. You're taking shots at Influence Rage though, and even if they're able to get into that position, you can see it's far from safe. The smokes are starting to bloom. They need to start to hunker down. Everybody's looking their way for now. Weather out the next 30 seconds. For Influence Rage, they might just have a stronghold atop this hill.
And they're expending smokes though to do it, which is the worrying thing for the team, is that you don't have infinite supplies of smoke though. So you need to survive through to stage 5 and wait for other teams to get
VP, this is after only में हम लोग confident है लेकिन नहीं है.
There. Oh, but big shots indeed with the PP Bison.
Oh,
finally down. God.
Was devastation in the flying vehicle. The passenger side window peek out as in the air. Beautiful stuff, but pretty does not points make, unfortunately. This time around, will be denied. So we have had two teams now fully eliminated. Another 1 pointer there for Nuclear Zone. Not a great run for them. True Rippers, they've made their way up towards the north. They are playing as 3 and they're running straight at Regnum Kaya. Not going to go in fully for that fight. Will get away for now, scot-free, if that remains. And yeah, that's not going to work out for you. Rage. A very bad idea.
ETSH is currently taking a fight with the whole lobby at the moment. And we'll get shut down there by DRX. For You know, I do feel bad for Twisted Minds. So sorry for Virtus Pro there, because essentially Nuclear Zone leads the balls directly to that fight that was concluding. so many of those shots came down that way. So not only did they basically scatter their own chance of this game, they almost scattered Virtus
अभी भी
Pro as
guys
well.
13 टीम बाकी है 45 बंदा है guys.
Fuming about that.
Stage 4 complete हो रहा है.
Yeah, that's
अरे इनको
that is
दिया
kind
था
of nasty.
placement मालूम है
Losing a
यार.
player for Virtus Pro having to play on as 3.
कि वहाँ से flash वाली
Taking 2
टीम.
points, but we'll definitely want
Flash
to
वाली
keep
टीम है
their
वो
momentum
third
going
party.
into today.
अपन third party में ही जा रहे हैं.
Dearth of
Third
points
party में ही
from
जा रहे हैं.
yesterday. Need to have
क्यों
just
मेरी
come off a
stream
big
lag हो
game,
गई
so
है?
wanting to do a little bit more here to convert into good times. Stay up in that 11th place, or at least, well, preferably higher, but 11th at the end of their first day seemed a little bit out of reach, so yeah, it's good that they are now in and amongst it. Circle down towards the south, but doesn't Virtus Pro on the north. It's Team Flash as well who regroup.
Option नहीं है भाई अपने पास option नहीं. कोई option नहीं.
I mean, Team Flash, I actually quite like their spot. On the south side, there's a lot of control they have. For Regnum Kaya, I'm not expecting a massive game out of them this time around. This is a tough push over towards the north side. It's not easy to do. I think as the northbound team inside of Rozok, their hope was to get points.
We are still hard one. WBC all game members.
I think they have to sweep east, but there's so many teams still out there. It's
Lubin
crazy.
को मार दिया DRX को.
Not starting to come in thick and
WBC से बाहर ही बन सकता है.
pressure.
Open थे.
Yunbin is down for the RX, but so as
इधर नहीं बन सकता वे यूवी.
Burmese Ghouls having a tough time against it. Not really able to find the confirms as spray downs actually coming from Alliance across the way. A third party on
भाई
this
ये
day.
ना वो
They
सेम
behind
ट्रिक है
will
यार.
pick up the Flash Alliance on the hillside.
खत्म भी कर देंगे और
I don't think that's by the Burmese Ghouls. I think Alliance decide.
भाई साइलस कितना मारेगा? साइलस कितना मार रहा
They are
है?
sweeping east flank. They are moving through, and for now, they haven't taken a knock. They find another of the Alliance players, and
आरडीसी वालों को पता नहीं उन लोगों का एक बंदा इधर है.
versus Alliance, and more often than not, it's going the same way.
Yeah, they seem to hate this team. And if I was Alliance, I would also hate Regnum Kaya for doing this to them. Salas moves into
ये बाइजन से क्या मारा इसने?
just delay time now. But it does not even necessary. Salas is up to 4 elims once again, proving the haters wrong. Get the quick
101
heal off.
points.
But yeah,
बाइजन से क्या मारा इसने? TR है कि नहीं? TR है.
already 7 points, and what did we say? They
ये
need
बाइजन से
9
क्या
points
था?
now on their games, and they're basically set if they do that over the next 6 matches.
But VP comes.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at getting, if you get 50-point days, that's 150 points towards the end of it. That would have been into the top 3 back in
Nice.
green. It's more than likely enough to see you into the
But
top
not
3
eliminated
here
till
in
now.
Group Red. It's got to feel good for Regnum Kaya, especially coming off of yesterday, coming off of the gauntlet stage, to finally be atop the pile once more. It's kind of what we expect from them, to be honest, at this stage. So it's good to see them in the limelight. Nades over the top for Influence Rage. Keeping the day going worse and worse for Weibo as time goes on, though.
So absolute hate.
Right up, need me
Rage right now.
भाई इनके पास need और रहेगा तो क्या करें?
Okay, there you go.
इनके पास और नहीं
Not
रहेगा
even
तो
needing
क्या
your
करें?
team, but you were still
अभी
playing.
जी का
it. Excellent. I love it. Oh dear. That's a lot of smoke. I can't see what's going on, Blank. Nothing. There may or may not be happening anything inside this building, but it is going to be the shutdown. It looks like, yeah, that's Pro having a really bad time around that one. Not ideal. Not ideal. Weibo eliminated as well as Influence Rage.
WBGB, all eliminated.
Kind of nice there, honestly.
भाई उनको ना लेकिन अपन
Once
तीन
again,
देखो तीन टीम
another game where he is the
तीन
final.
टीम में लेकिन अपना जोन लग जाएगा. एक दो
See
तीन
if
टीम.
Influence Rage don't get Weibo box fever, where you just pick
क्या
through
अपने
all
मार
the
देते
the
हैं.
entire time. You actually have to play the game. Yeah, I think for Regnum Kaya, making this switch out towards the east was pretty damn good. And they didn't really take any damage at all from the Alliance, so they can continue on. I don't think they had to use too much utility. This is the difficult push, though, right? Over towards the Flash. I don't know how they make this push work.
हमेशा अपना गेम फॉर्म में है कि
HP as well.
Do you go for the flash or do you sneak around and try and avoid, you know, may be able to afford to make some quirky plays here and there? We'll have to wait a little bit longer. It seems like they've just hold on the hilltop for now. And to be fair, they don't have to move just yet.
No one really wants to move from this location either. I mean, to the north of, to the northwest at least, of the flash, it is just a flat plateau. It's really disgusting. Not even that way, because they're versus GK, who are now up to 4 eliminations. But these 2 players in Influence Rage, they're on the way. Off towards that west side. Diego does go down though. That's the hard
Very good player, the man. Just likes to survive into these later game circles. Influence Rage losing one on the north side is actually kind of big news for the teams towards the south. Because before this, they were this threat that could extend over this hillside when things start to quiet down. But now, they're a little less fearsome. Maybe it's going to be a big opportunity. In the meantime, do get eliminated, and here comes the crash from IZANA. True Rippers is up to Jelly now. Doesn't have a lot of HP to play around with, and will get taken down. IZANA crash in successfully.
It's a cruel backstab there from Regnum Kaya as well. Over towards True Rippers there, just going to send it. They need this initial knock, and they don't find it. I think Regnum Kaya's chances here are very slim now. 3. I'm not entirely certain that this was the right play. It also really didn't throw any smokes either. But again, 8 tall elims. Not a bad game.
No, and they still have Silas. He lost out quite a while, and he's still in the zone. He can chill for a bit. He might be able to outlast a couple teams and start racking up placement points to add on to their tally. The more, the merrier. As far as he's concerned, the nades are starting to really punish Influence Rage now as DRX are moving in across this hillside, extending their influence. This looks like it might just be a DRX chicken dinner here if they can keep this hillside under control. Because Influence Rage, they just need to move from it, and everybody else is kind of trapped down south in the compound by Team Flash.
Yeah, I can't. It's still weird. I feel like
I
don't think they had to push the flash, especially pushing one of the hardest buildings to assault the entire game and doing it dry with no smokes. It was certainly a choice.
Influence Rage's decisions have been taken away from them as well. DRX GK take him down. And up to 70 elims, DRX. They started the day, I think, very close to where Regnum Kaya matches so far. To try and change that, however. Up to 7 elims. Put a big game on the cards. Flex out to this west side. If GK give you trouble, take him down as fast as you like. Struggle to keep up with the flash, but still, it's good to add those points to the tally. It's a really reluctant stage right now of wanting to move in towards the middle of this circle, Blank. A little bit there, and they fear it.
It's horrible. We're actually moving to the most disgusting area of the map. Again, it's just straight plateau. Nice name from Tops on the high ground. Another air burst towards the back. Quick steal from Silas, though. That's the 9 points found.
Wow. Cheeky. He's nading them. From the right-hand side. That came from Silas. He's getting naughty. I mean, you took shots so they know he's there now. He's going to help him out somewhat. Take a player, give it a little back. Silas, I mean, a nade is going to go out his way. Okay. But 106 points. Still got 2 Miramars to play. Blank. This is great for Regnum Kaya. In terms of their bid for the top spots, IZANA just about sneaking their way over the top here. First to step foot on the plateau.
I mean, for Regnum Kaya, they really hope that IZANA wins this fight. The further IZANA gets towards the top side, the easier it is to lock in those 2 top spots. Because Flash is chasing at the moment.
Absolutely. And they are on for a bit of a run here, though. Look at the open ground. I mean, you said it, right? Disgusting open ground. Only the trees, really. to play around. And Team Flash have to move. They have to move north. DRX are in this next circle just on their dip. I don't think Team Flash make it. I don't think that they're going to be able to get out to the open here. They've got 6 smokes, 5 nades, so maybe they could do something with that, but they've already just spent, I think, at least 3 of them over there.
Yeah, it's tough.
DRX geek though,
The Flash can't really play the
smoke smoke कर लेके बैठे
to play around there, but
smoke कर लेके बैठे smoke कर लेके बैठे भाई
with that little lip there, they have so much control of the
मेरे को लग रहा है DRX का चिकन है गाइस DRX का चिकन है कैसे बोला DRX का चिकन है एक बंदा नॉक होगा टॉप ने मारा है फ्लैश का भी एक बंदा नॉक फ्लैश के कितने बंदे
pouring on in. DRX need to hold strong. Only the one knock sent their way so far, and they do hold off the forward push coming through from Team Flash successfully.
फ्लैश के दो बंदे खत्म कर दिए
A 4v2v2.
फ्लैश के दो बंदे खत्म कर दिए
Might not have the time. Okay, they do. As the nades don't really exist now in the back pockets for
दो बंदे खत्म कर दिए फ्लैश के
Team Flash too far away for the moment.
Pretty sure Kaxi Saunders just jump above there. Kevin's gonna go nice and low here. Playing limbo on the circle. It's the one spot they don't have vision on, so you'd hope they'd check it soon.
As it's down, so it is just Kevin now standing. Might be waiting, crawling back, stepping up to the
you
nade.
green the flash के दो बंदे बाकी हैं फ्लैश के दो बंदे
And now DRX could fully establish along this line.
10 eliminations अगर ये दो निकाला 12 तो 22 लोग को ऊपर फटा फटा नहीं बचा मेरे को लगा फटा
So many places to choose from, and when there's a vehicle, you got to assume that there's a player behind it. They're nading out the position nicely, still doing a lot of damage. Tops can't do anything about it either. He's being backed off by Kaixi.
क्या मार रहा है क्या मार रहा है एक गाड़ी से उड़ाया DRX chicken, as I said.
Wow, what a shot!
DRX chicken.
Crazy, you're right. I mean, turn their attention to that.
Very भाई मेरी एंडिंग मेरी भाई बढ़िया है 22 points.
It wasn't super flashy until right in those final moments. They made it work, and blank 13 eliminations there. A 23-point game is a massive to their points tally.
Yeah, it's way better for DRX overall. I was very pleased with the way that one went down.
तो गाइस मैं आज के लिए अभी इतना ही कर रहा हूँ मैं थोड़ा तबीयत भी डाउन है नींद का भी इशू है तो आज थोड़ा इतना ही कर रहा हूँ कल मैं पूरा स्ट्रीम करूँगा 4-5 घंटे की जो भी रहेगी अभी से ही मैं अपना वो डाल के रख रहा हूँ क्या बोलते हैं शेड्यूल करके रख रहा हूँ स्ट्रीम को उसका टेंशन मत लो इसे शेड्यूल कर लूंगा मैं स्ट्रीम को फॉर श्योर और अभी मैं आज के लिए सिर्फ मेरा ना बहुत ये नहीं ये इतना तो मैं कॉल भी नहीं कर रहा हूँ लोग सुन रहे हैं बोलने को नहीं तो ये बोल रहा है तो आज के लिए इतना ही करते हैं मैं मिलता हूँ आपको कल नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम के साथ गुड बाय बस अपना ध्यान रखना मैं चलो बाय